I started as the master of Jin Feng's Ayulu, astonishing the world with a single sword. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 576 Qin Zhiyun's backup plan, Jin Fihong's two disciples. Xianwu Garden. After the others left, Qin Zhiyun turned and headed deep into Xianwu Garden. At a rockery, he paused, and when his palms were pressed, a huge deep cave appeared. A cold and gloomy air rushed out from the deep cave. Inside the deep cave, it was dark, with only a faint light. He stepped on the steps leading to the underground. The steps were made of cold iron and made a clattering sound. All the way down, there were 3 dungeons in the underground. He walked to one of the dungeons and slowly opened the iron door. Inside the iron door, the space was unusually large. A giant man nearly 3 meters tall sat cross-legged on a stone platform. His face was hideous, and his muscles were like tree roots, emitting a brown light. He saw Qin Zhiyun appear. The big man raised his huge head, looked at Qin Zhiyun with copper bell-like eyes, and said, "Who do you want to kill?" His tone was calm, and it seemed that he knew the purpose of Qin Zhiyun's coming. On the 15th day of the full moon, at Shyank Villa, the Evil Alliance wants to attack the Imperial Master. You follow them and attack with all your strength to kill the Imperial Master, Qin Zhiyun said. Imperial Master, the Evil Alliance wants to attack the Imperial Master. They are really brave. You, Xianwu Garden, also want to participate in such a thing, the giant said in a deep voice after hearing this. You are not from my Xianwu Garden. After you attack, you will leave the capital immediately. For a while, the physical body experiment is over. After this matter is stable, you will return to the capital and continue the subsequent experiments, Qin Zhiyun said in a deep voice. I also want to see how strong my physical body is. Hearing Qin Zhiyun's words, the giant man showed a hint of excitement on his face, and slowly said, Next full moon 15, about 20 days, you let me out so early. There must be something else. Tell me all. I will help you get rid of the other party in advance. Help me kill a person. This person is Yan Shizhen. His appearance is unclear. If you find him, help me kill him. The other party is a sword sea master, Qin Zhiyun said. Yan Shizhen, a sword sea master? I have no impression. Hearing this, the man frowned slightly and said, A new force, the killer of the Qinglong Society, is very strong in swordsmanship, but he should not be able to break your Zuachen Demon God Gang, Qin Zhiyun said. Okay, if I meet him, I will help you kill him, but this time you have to prepare 3 secret medicines for me, the giant man said. 3 portions of secret medicine. You have a big appetite. You are not afraid that your body cannot bear the power of the secret medicine. According to your current physical strength, you can only bear the power of 2 portions of secret medicine in 1 year. Qin Zhiyun looked at the giant and said, This is my business. I will help you do things, and you will help me improve my physical strength to supply secret medicine, the giant said in a deep voice. Okay, you will go to the old place after leaving Xianwu Garden, and they will prepare 3 portions of secret medicine for you. Qin Zhiyun agreed in a deep voice for a moment. Okay, after saying that, the giant closed his eyes and stopped looking at Qin Zhiyun in front of him. Qin Zhiyun said nothing more, turned around and left, and soon left this underground space. At this time, another place Shangwen Jinhong's figure appeared in a dilapidated temple. There were 2 people in the dilapidated temple, one was Jing Wuming, and the other was Bai Tianyu. Congratulations, Brother Bai, for entering the 9 difficulties of heaven and man, Shangwen Jinhong congratulated. Bai Tianyu has entered the 9 difficulties of heaven and man after receiving the infusion of 10 years of heavenly inner strength. Before planning this, Shangwen Jinhong had already informed Bai Tianyu and Jing Wuming to wait here. Boss Shangwen, with your current background, you can enter the 9 difficulties of heaven and man at any time, Bai Tianyu said. Maybe I can enter the 9 difficulties of heaven and man today, Shangwen Jinhong said. He was 100% confident about entering the 9 difficulties of heaven and man. I have already found out where Jin Fihong's disciples will meet. Let's go there now, Shangwen Jinhong said. After saying that, he put on his bamboo hat and left the ruined temple. Jing Wuming and Bai Tianyu also put on bamboo hats and followed Shangwen Jinhong out. In a hidden courtyard outside the city, a man in brocade clothes was in the courtyard. The man was 9 feet tall and a bit burly. At this time, His brows were furrowed. What happened to Steward Jiang? Why hasn't he come yet? The man in brocade clothes said in a deep voice. He was Yang Xianjun, the eldest disciple of Jin Fihong. He had been outside the capital and managed some money houses. After receiving the secret order, he immediately rushed to the capital. He has been paying attention to the situation in the capital these days. This time when I come back, Master should let me and my junior brother take charge of the money gang. Thinking of this, Yang Xianjun's face showed excitement. Although they are disciples of Jin Fihong, the power of the money gang is not on their hands. When Jin Yuding died before, he thought that they would be sent to the capital, but he didn't expect that Master's wife would come out to preside over the money gang, which prevented them from returning to the capital. This time Master's wife was killed. If the two of them return, they will definitely be able to take charge. Creaked just as he was thinking in his heart. The door of the courtyard was opened. 3 figures wearing bamboo hats walked in from outside. Young Master, Steward Yang has something to do, so he specially asked me to come and pick you up. I am Shangwen He. Shangwen Jinhong took off his bamboo hat while speaking. Shangwen He, Steward Yang has something to do. Yang Xianjun's eyes condensed. Shangwen He is one of the 5 stewards of the money gang in the capital, not counting Jin Yi, who has just become the 6th steward. As Yang Xianjun has always been concerned about the situation in the capital, he certainly knows Shangwen He, one of the 5 major managers. On the way to the capital, he was studying the 5 major managers in the money gang. Shangwen He is one of the important targets he wants to win over after returning to the capital. Then I'll trouble manager Shangwen, Yang Xianjun said. Then, young master, I still have to wait for the second young master, let them take you into the gang, Shangwen Jinhong said. Manager Shangwen, I was thinking of asking you about some issues in the capital, how about we go together? Let Gu take them back. Yang Xianjun heard this and said. He also wanted to have more contact with this manager Shangwen and win him over to become his own man. But he didn't want Shangwen Jinhong to have more contact with Li Jiayu. Butler Yang ordered that after returning to the gang, I will personally visit the young master, Shangwen Jinhong. Then I will wait for manager Shangwen in the mansion, Yang Xianjun said. Take me back. His tone was somewhat commanding to Jing Wuming and Bai Chaofei. Bai Chaofei waved his hand, and the two took Yang Xianjun away. Shangwen Jinhong sat alone in the courtyard. Not long after, a man in black tights walked into the courtyard. Seeing Shangwen Jinhong sitting on the stone platform in the courtyard, his face changed slightly, but then he seemed to recognize Shangwen Jinhong. Shangwen He, why are you here? Where is Butler Yang? The man asked sternly. This person was Li Jiayu, another disciple of Jin Fihong. Second young master. I am here to send you off on the order of Butler Yang. Shangwen Jinhong stood up when he spoke. The energy of the 8 difficulties of heaven and man on his body surged out, and his eyes were fixed on Li Jiayu. Haha, you are the only one who wants to send me off. It seems that old man Yang has been bribed by my senior brother. You have also surrendered to my senior brother, but I don't know where you get the confidence to kill me with your strength. Today I will kill you first and cut off his arm first. Hearing Shangwen Jinhong's words, Li Jiayu's eyes flashed with a trace of cruelty, and the long sword on his waist was drawn. He stepped on the ground and slashed with a long sword in his hand. Chapter 577 Shangwen Jinhong breaks through, all solved, no one left. His figure even turned into a residual image. He instantly appeared in front of Shangwen Jinhong, the knife light suddenly burst out, and the knife energy formed a vortex, covering Shangwen Jinhong. The moves were like a storm, extremely fast and violent. In front of him, Shangwen Jinhong's eyes condensed slightly, and his figure quickly went behind him to avoid the opponent's attack, and kicked the ground with his feet, rushed out, and punched the opponent's chest at an extremely fast speed. The speed was so fast. Li Jiayu turned his long sword and slashed with his backhand. The fist force collided with a key force, and a terrifying power fluctuation broke out. The two figures retreated a few steps. You have some strength, Shangwen He. I will give you a chance. Surrender to me. My senior brother promised you. I will give you double. Li Jiayu looked at Shangwen Jinhong and said. Just now, although Shangwen Jinhong's strength was in the 8th level of heaven and man, but the ki in his body was strong, he should be able to step into the 9th level of heaven and man soon. If such a person is received by his side, it will be a great help. Shangwen Jinhong did not speak, but stepped out, slapped his palms, and a strong ki energy permeated in his palms. And like wind and thunder, He attacked the opponent. Seeing this, Li Jianyu's eyes turned scarlet, and a ferocious look appeared on his face. I gave you a chance, but you don't want it, so I'll send you to death. Shangwen Jinhong did not accept his recruitment, so he was sent to death. The roar was like thunder, forming a wave of air, and the long knife in his hand slashed out instantly. The fiery blood demon knife. The blood-red knife light turned into blood-red waterfall, rushing towards Shangwen Jinhong like a tidal wave. The knife light eroded the key energy in Shangwen Jinhong's palm. Cut off your hands first. The blood-red knife light shattered the palm energy and went towards Shangwen Jinhong's palm. Clang. 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 Just then a sound of metal collision was heard. 2 golden rings appeared in Shangwen Jinhong's palm, blocking the blood-red knife light. Golden ring. Li Jianyu's face changed when he saw the golden ring in Shangwen Jinhong's palm. It was different from the information he had obtained about Shangwen He. The information did not say that Shangwen He had a pair of golden ring weapons. Even if you have hidden something, you will still die. The difference in realm represents the difference in ki power. The ki on his body burst out, and all the ki of the 9 difficulties of heaven and man burst out. One after another, ki brought a strong pressure and pressed towards Shangwen Jinhong like a tidal wave. Facing this pressure, Shangwen Jinhong also burst out all his ki and collided with the opponent's ki. Bang! The collision of ki formed a wanton wave of ki that went all around, and the air formed a wave of ki under this wave of ki. I will crush you with ki. Seeing this, Li Jianyu roared, and his ki surged all over his body. He continued to press on Shangwen Jinhong. Under the pressure of the opponent, the ki on Shangwen Jinhong's body gradually cracked. Do you think you can make up for the gap in realm? Li Jianyu's face was ferocious. As long as Shangwen Jinhong's ki was crushed, he would go forward and chop the opponent into pieces. The pressure increased, and Shangwen Jinhong's ki was consumed very quickly, but at this moment, the ki in his danshan was running rapidly, and the speed of operation was very fast. Boom! Under the rapid operation, a more powerful ki appeared in Shangwen Jinhong's danshan. This ki rushed out, and Shangwen Jinhong's momentum changed instantly. From the previous 8 difficulties of heaven and man, he stepped into the 9 difficulties of heaven and man in one fell swoop. You are using me to help you step into the 9 difficulties of heaven and man. Seeing this situation, Li Jianyu's face changed. With a step on the ground, the whole person flew into the air, and the long sword in his hand was as powerful as splitting Huishan. He slashed with a sword. The sword was fierce, and the blood-colored sword energy surged in the long sword, slashing towards Shangwen Jinhong like a substance. A golden light burst out from the golden ring in Shangwen Jinhong's hand. He held the golden ring in both hands and collided with a long sword. After the blow, he quickly retreated. At the moment of retreating, the golden ring in his hand flew out instantly, turning into golden light and heading towards the opponent. Li Jianyu slashed with a long sword. Clang! The sound of metal collision was heard, and the golden light split into 2. It hit Li Jianyu's chest. Li Jianyu retreated violently. However, the golden light split too fast, and Li Jianyu didn't notice it for a while, and the golden ring hit his chest. Bang! The whole person was knocked back several steps by the power of the golden ring, but because the golden ring was hit by the long sword before, the power was somewhat reduced, and it only shattered the opponent's chest ki. However, the explosion of the true ki also caused the blood and ki in his body to surge. His body was a little unsteady. And at this time, Shangwen Jinhong's figure was like a ghost, appearing in front of the opponent, and his palm pressed hard on the opponent's chest. Li Jianyu's body was shaken by this palm and flew backwards. Puff, blood spurted out of his mouth. After a successful attack, Shangwen Jinhong's retracted golden ring shot out again. Li Jianyu drew his sword to block, but the golden ring circled his long sword and appeared behind him like a turn. Bang! Bang! The golden ring hit his back, causing his body to hit Shangwen Jinhong. Shangwen Jinhong shot out and appeared in front of the opponent, and immediately slapped his palm. He slapped his chest 3 times in a row. The powerful energy penetrated into the opponent's body and shattered the opponent's heart. Puff, blood spurted out, and his eyes looked at Shangwen Jinhong unwillingly. You don't have to look at me unwillingly, your senior brother will go to accompany you later. After saying that, he raised his palm and slapped the opponent's head. Blood spurted out from his head. Then Shangwen Jinhong grabbed Li Jianyu's body and jumped away. On the other side, there was a huge sword mark on the back of the tall Yang Xianshan. Shocking, blood flowed from the sword mark. He stared at Jing Wuming fiercely. If he hadn't noticed it just now, the sword would have cut his whole body in two. What do you want to do? Who are you? Yang Xianzhen growled. Butler Yang wants your life. We are just sending you on your way, Jing Wuming said. Butler Yang wants my life, Do you think I will believe it? Yang Xianzhen looked at Jing Wuming and said coldly. Although he was looking at Jing Wuming, his mind was focused on Bai Tianyu. Jing Wuming's strength was weaker than Bai Tianyu. Boom. While speaking, Yang Xianzhen stepped on the ground and punched Jing Wuming angrily. The huge blood and strength gathered together and went towards Jing Wuming like a wave of fire. Jing Wuming's eyes condensed and his body retreated rapidly. The powerful force in front of him destroyed everything, the rocks shattered, and a huge chasm formed on the ground. But Jing Wuming was very fast and dodged the punch. Of course, Jing Wuming also felt a sense of pressure. The opponent's punch was overbearing. While Jing Wuming was on guard, Yang Xianzhen turned and flew towards Bai Tianyu. Roar! The long howl turned into a sound wave that enveloped Bai Tianyu. After the long howl, his figure also shot out, and the energy in his fist was like a whirlwind. Although he was seriously injured, Yang Xianzhen's mind was not at all chaotic. He just made a move against Jing Wuming. In fact, the ultimate goal was Bai Tianyu. As long as he suppressed Bai Tianyu with a punch, he would have time to turn around and escape. Swish! It was just that Bai Tianyu's finger penetrated the punch like a sharp blade, and pierced through the palm like an iron arm. Ah! Yang Xianzhen screamed when his palm was pierced. At this time, Jing Wuming moved his body, drew his sword in an instant, and the sword light chopped out, splitting the screaming Yang Xianzhen in two. Chapter 578 Murin Qingchen requested that Deputy Supervisor Lan Jiacheng's life. As night fell, Jin Fihong sat on a chair in the meeting hall with a gloomy face. After he came back, he was waiting for Butler Yang to come back with his two disciples, but he never waited. He had a premonition that something unexpected had happened. So he sent people to investigate outside the city. As time went by, Jin Fihong could not sit still. He stood up and prepared to leave the meeting hall. When he stood up, a figure walked in from outside. It was Gao Xilin, the only female steward among the 5 stewards. Boss, something happened. I took people to investigate the place you told me, and found bloodstains and scenes of fighting, and we also found a scene of fighting not far away, and there was more blood there, Gao Xilin, who came in, said solemnly. It seems that something happened to my 2 disciples and Butler Yang. Who is targeting me, the money gang? Is it me, the money gang, or this Henwei garden? Jin Fihong said in a deep voice. If he thought that the other party was targeting them, the money gang. But he doesn't think so now. Because someone is targeting Henwei garden, now. Gao Xilin, who was below him, heard Jin Fihong's words and her face changed. She didn't know who Jin Fihong asked her to find, but she understood the meaning of the words just now. Butler Yang should be going to pick up the 2 disciples of the gang leader. Judging from the current situation, it should be a dangerous situation. You go back first, Jin Fihong waved his hand. Now things are completely beyond his expectations. He is not going to move. Prepare to wait for Henwei garden to make a move together and kill Yan Shizhen first. Yes, Gao Xilin bowed and left. After Gao Xilin left, Jin Fihong pondered, I don't know if Yan Shizhen will attack me. If he attacks me, we can surround and kill him, but judging from the opponent's goal, the opponent doesn't seem to have the intention to attack me. Judging from the scene where the opponent killed Henwei garden, Shi Han's Hao, if the opponent did not fight him head-on and assassinated him secretly, even if he could dodge a blow, he would definitely be seriously injured. In other words, the opponent has the ability to kill himself, but does not kill him. So Jin Fihong felt that the other party just wanted to lead the matter to Henwei garden. At this time, in another place, in the main hall of Xianjianxi, Murin Qingchen looked at the information in front of her with a serious look. The person in the information was Yan Shizhen of Qinglong Society. Although Yan Shizhen killed many people, no one had ever seen Yan Shizhen's face, so the information in her hand did not have a portrait of Yan Shizhen. Miss, people from Qinglong Society appeared and confronted people from Henwei garden. What do they want to do? Should we write a letter to ask Su Chen? He is the young leader of Qinglong Society, he must know something, Kwei on the side said. Qinglong Society is a killer organization, they kill people for money. Now the situation in the capital is changing, it's time for them to come to the capital. The business in the capital is good now. I go to ask him, he won't tell me. Murin Qingshan shook his head. But now they have killed Shi Hansao of Xianwu Garden. Shi Hansao has some relationship with Qin Juyan, the general manager of Xianwu Garden. Whether it is to maintain the reputation of Xianwu Garden or to avenge Shi Hansao, Qin Juyan will definitely take action against Yan Shizhen. Now Xianwu Garden is not only looking for Yan Shizhen, but also asking other intelligence organizations to provide Yan Shizhen's whereabouts. Once found, I am afraid that the people of Xianwu Garden will surround and kill Yan Shizhen. At this time, if we help Yan Shizhen, I think Yan Shizhen should be able to be used by us temporarily, and then the lady can do more things. Kaiwei continued. It can help us, but do you think the strong man who concentrates his spirit in the sea can drive us? But this matter also needs some understanding. Tomorrow I will go to visit Bai Tianyu of Jinfeng's Iu Tower to see if he knows anything, Murin Qingshan said. Bai Tianyu, when Kaiwei heard Murin Qingshan mention Bai Tianyu, her face moved slightly. She put a lot of things on Su Chen. Forget about Bai Tianyu who still has some relationship with Su Chen in the capital. However, Bai Tianyu of Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower, although relying on the eldest prince, does not have a strong master sitting in charge, so now he is also suppressed and has not developed well. This, Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower, seems to have been abandoned by Xianaya Pavilion. So for a while, she did not pay attention to Bai Tianyu of Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower. Miss, Bai Tianyu's Golden Wind and Drizzle Tower is weak now. If it weren't for the strong man from Xianaya Pavilion, I'm afraid it would have been swallowed up by others. I guess he doesn't know anything, Kaiwei said. Let's talk about it when we meet Bai Tianyu tomorrow. Recently, many powerful assassins from outside the capital have come to the capital. Do you think they are here for Emperor Wu Hao or for other reasons? Murin Qingshan said. The bounty on Marcus de Wu is too high, but to kill Marcus de Wu, we don't need to go to the capital to kill him. It's the same to kill him outside the capital. If Marcus de Wu is killed in the capital, if something happens to him, the military will probably not let him leave the capital, Kaiwei said in a deep voice. So I feel something is wrong. You should go to see the deputy supervisor and ask him to investigate it secretly, Murin Qingshan said. Yes, Kaiwei accepted the order. The next day, the capital seemed a little quiet. Bai Tianyu was in the Golden Wind and Rain Tower. His own strength has reached the 9 difficulties of heaven and man. As long as he finds some natural treasures, he should be able to step into the Danshan Transformation Sea level. In addition, the master sent 3 masters. 2 of them are at the Danshan Transformation Sea level. They said that they can assassinate the sea concentrated strongman together. As long as he waits for these 3 people to arrive, he can be more relaxed in doing things. Master, someone is visiting outside the building. This is the other party's nameplate. A disciple walked in from outside and bowed to hold up a jade plate. The jade card was engraved with the word Murin. Please come in. Bai Tianyu looked at the jade card and said immediately. After a while, Murin Qingshan appeared in front of Bai Tianyu. Miss Murin, please sit down, Bai Tianyu greeted. To make a long story short, I came here this time to ask you to help me contact Yan Shizhen of the Qinglong Society, and I will pay a bounty to help me kill someone. Murin Qingshan did not sit down, but said so. Miss Murin, I can't contact Yan Shizhen. And it's a bit difficult to ask him to kill someone. Bai Tianyu shook his head. Yan Shizhen has already hidden himself and temporarily cut off contact with him. Because Yan Shizhen not only wants to kill Emperor Wu Hao, but also has to go to Shiank Villa on the 15th day of the full moon. These 2 things are very difficult things. He needs to improve his spirit, so he will not take action for the time being. Is that so? Murin Qingshan showed disappointment on her face. She originally wanted Yan Shizhen to help her kill Lan Jiacheng, the deputy chief of the Xianjian division. Miss Murin, if you can wait, I can help you contact the Qinglong Society, and ask them to send another assassin. Who do you want to kill? Bai Tianyu said. Lan Jiacheng, the deputy chief of the Xianjian division, has the most powerful strength in the sea. Bai Tianyu knew her dilemma, so she said it directly. Chapter 579, Xianwu Garden, Jin Junmo, Pangtong, the eldest son of Grand Master Pang. Bai Tianyu's eyes condensed, and he felt a little melancholy. Nowadays, there are many strong people who can concentrate their spirits in the sea. Although he has been promoted to the 9 difficulties of heaven and man, he is still far behind the strong people who can concentrate their spirits in the sea. He needs to find a way to let himself step into the sea to concentrate his spirit. However, it is not so easy to step into the sea to concentrate your spirit. The Denshin turning into the sea can be achieved by improving the ki and blood. But the sea to concentrate your spirit requires the concentration of divine power to achieve it, and few people can reach the sky in one step. Quan Ki got a 10,000-year-old blood frog outside the Great Wall, and his strength was improved to the Denshin turning into the sea, but he did not condense the divine power. This is also the case. He needs to hone his divine power before he can step into the sea to concentrate his spirit. After a slight loss of consciousness, Bai Tianyu said, "For ordinary strong people who concentrate their spirits in the sea, the Qinglong Club quoted 2 million taels of silver. Lan Jiacheng's identity is special, so the price is estimated to be higher. Although Su Chen has a friendship with Murin Qingjin, the fees that should be charged still need to be charged. This is 2 million taels of silver notes, which is my deposit." Murin Qingjin did not intend to let Qinglong Hu make a move for nothing. As a member of the royal family and the Murin family, she was not short of silver notes. "Miss Murin, there is one thing I don't quite understand. There are so many changes in the capital now, why didn't the royal family suppress it strongly?" Bai Tianyu said. "The royal family is absolutely extraordinary and is fully capable of suppressing the current situation in the capital. But the royal family did not move, so Bai Tianyu wanted to get some information from Murin Qingjin." "Yes, but I haven't received an order. Can you tell Lord Bai?" "I have already told Lord Bai." "Goodbye, I'll wait for Lord Bai's news." In order to avoid trouble, Murin Qingjin did not stay in the Golden Wind and Rain Tower for long. After Bai Tianyu sent Murin Qingjin away, he returned to the house and then showed a solemn look on his face. He could hear something from Murin Qingjin's words just now. There was no order. Who didn't give an order? It could only be Emperor Zhou of the Great Zhou dynasty. What is our Emperor Zhou planning? Bai Tianyu thought to himself. No matter what he is planning, the capital will have a big change. I must improve my strength again as soon as possible. Bai Tianyu came to a file. The file contains information about some precious medicines. However, the information about these treasures all has their owners, so it is difficult to obtain them. It seems that I still need to discuss it with gang leader Shangwen and brother Murin, Bai Tianyu said after thinking for a moment. The capital has changed. The 3 of them must improve their strength. On the other side, Shangwen Jinhong came out of the secret room with a smile on his face. When he intercepted Li Jiayu before, he took advantage of Li Jiayu's pressure to step into the 9 difficulties of heaven and man, but his own aura had not been completely restrained. After returning, he entered the secret room to consolidate. "I got a piece of news. A piece of news that may be beneficial to you, or it may be more troublesome." Madame Yu walked to Shangwen Jinhong and said. "Well, tell me," Shangwen Jinhong said. "I got a piece of information from Butler Yang, that is, Jin Fihong has a background in Zhenwu Garden. He has actually been serving Jin Zhenmo, the eldest disciple of the Zhenwu Garden, owner. 20% of the Money Gang's profits are sent to Jin Zhenmo. Through this relationship, Jin Fihong became the manager of the Money Gang," Madame Yu said. "Jin Zhenmo. Although this person is the eldest disciple of Zhenwu Garden, there is very little information about him. I didn't expect that Jin Fihong's backer in Zhenwu Garden was actually him. Does Butler Yang have a way to contact Jin Zhenmo?" Shangwen Jinhong said. "Butler Yang has no way to contact Jin Zhenmo. He just sent the things that should be sent to Baixiang Pavilion and handed them over to Madame Ningxiang, the head of Baixiang Pavilion. However, according to Butler Yang's guess, the real owner of Baixiang Pavilion should be Jin Zhenmo," Madame Yu said. "Baixiang Pavilion, Madame Ningxiang, do you think that if we continue to give benefits to Jin Zhenmo after we take down Money Gang, will he recommend me to become the manager of Zhenwu Garden?" Shangwen Jinhong said. "Boss, you want to become the steward of Zhenwu Garden, but if Jin Zhenmo just wants the benefits, we may be able to succeed. Now I have learned from Butler Yang how to get rid of the traces of the scent bugs. After I get rid of the traces, I will help you to contact Madame Ningxiang," Madame Yu said. "Try it out first," Shangwen Jinhong nodded. Being able to enter Zhenwu Garden can help the master to investigate the situation of Zhenwu Garden. If you can't enter, at most you will be an enemy of Zhenwu Garden. What's more, He has a backup plan, that is the 12th prince. Through Miran Fu's continued contact with the 12th prince, he believes that Xianwu Garden, at this time, will not want to become the enemy of the 12th prince. While they were talking, a disciple walked in. Master Steward, someone outside wants to see you. Do you know who it is? The person is wearing a bamboo hat and can't be seen clearly. He just said that he wanted to see the Master Steward and said that he could help the Master Steward. The disciple who walked in said, "Please let him in." Shangwen Jinhong frowned slightly, but he also wanted to see who the other person was. Madam Yu left the backyard. After a while, a person was brought into the hall. "You go down first." Shangwen Jinhong waved his hand, and the disciple withdrew. "Your Excellency should show your true face." Shangwen Jinhong looked at the other person and said, "Of course." The man wearing a bamboo hat took off his bamboo hat, revealing a thin face and mouse-like eyes. It was the man in brocade robe who had previously sent the purple python beast to Chu Xianba to refine the mind-condensing pill. Wang Xiangxing, Shangwen Jinhong's eyes condensed. He didn't expect this person to come to see him. Wang Xiangxing was the manager of the residence of Master Pang. He had been in contact with Chu Xianba of Chu Xiantang. It can be said that Chu Xiantang is actually one of the assets of the Pang family. He didn't expect such a person to come to him. "I didn't expect that Shangwen would pay attention to me. It's an honor." Wang Xiangxing's face was calm when he spoke. It was not surprising that Shangwen Jinhong could recognize him. "Wang Guan, you should go to Chu Xiantang instead of my Golden Money Gang," Shangwen Jinhong said. "Shangwen Guan, I came here to give you an opportunity. Our young master wants to meet Shangwen Guan," Wang Xiangxing said. Shangwen Jinhong's eyes condensed when he heard it. The young master Wang Xiangxing mentioned could only be Pang Tong, the eldest son of Grand Tutor Pang. Grand Tutor Pang was the Grand Tutor. Now, Golden Money Gang, and Chu Xiantang, are at loggerheads. If I meet young Master Pang, I'm afraid I will be eliminated by the gang leader later, Shangwen Jinhong said in a deep voice. "We know what the steward Shangwen is worried about. Actually, I am here on behalf of our eldest son. He wants to support you to become the leader of the Money Gang. With the support of our eldest son, you don't need to worry about what will happen to Jin Fihong." Wang Xiangxing looked at Shangwen Jinhong. Ever since Chu Xianbi died, he has been looking for someone to deal with Jin Fihong. In the end, Shangwen he was chosen. Shangwen he became one of the 5 stewards in a very short time. It can be said that this person is very ambitious. Ambitious people can cooperate as long as they are given enough benefits. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 580, The Opportunity to Kill Jin Fihong, The Gathering of Assassins, The Yinshan Twin Demons. Hearing Wang Xiangxing's words, Shangwen Jinhong frowned slightly. But this proposal is very beneficial to him. The leader of the Money Gang is the leader Jin. As long as the leader Jin is alive, the Money Gang will never change its leader. When Shangwen Jinhong spoke, his eyes looked at Wang Xiangxing. Wang Xiangxing saw the meaning of Shangwen Jinhong's words. Shangwen he meant that Jin Fihong was still alive and not dead. But his tone was that he hoped Jin Fihong would die. Sure enough, he is ambitious. "I wonder who will be the next leader of the Money Gang," Wang Xiangxing said. He was testing Shangwen Jinhong to see Shangwen Jinhong's reaction. "No one should be able to compete with me for the next leader," Shangwen Jinhong said. There was a strong sense of confidence in his tone. Yet, hearing Shangwen Jinhong's words, Wang Xiangxing thought to himself, Shangwen he is so confident. It seems that he has a hidden hand in the Money Gang. Shangwen manager is very confident, so I will speak in a veiled way. Jin Fihong, we can cooperate, but in the future, the Money Gang needs to hand over a certain amount of benefits to the eldest son, Wang Xiangxing said. The Money Gang has a lot of money bank business, which is a very large treasury. Manager Wang, do you think that after the leader Jin is gone, the Money Gang will hand over less benefits to the young master? And I forgot to tell Manager Wang that I have been cooperating with the 12th Prince, Shangwen Jinhong said. Sometimes, you still have to throw out something. If you don't throw out anything, then some people will be self-righteous and push their luck. What's more, You have to let them know that there are people behind him. Although he hasn't contacted Jin Zhenmo yet, it doesn't stop him from arguing. Hearing Shangwen Jinhong, Wang Xiangxing's eyes condensed. He didn't expect that Shangwen He would involve the 12th prince, and he knew that the person behind Jin Fihong was Jin Zhenmo. Moreover, he just learned this news from the eldest son today. I will go back and tell the eldest son that the money gang is so big, manager Shangwen should choose more allies, Wang Xiangxing said. I also hope to have more allies, so that the leader of the Jin gang can rest better, Shangwen Jinhong said. Manager Shangwen, I understand what you mean. I will convey your meaning to the eldest son. I believe we can definitely cooperate, Wang Xiangxing said, and then said goodbye to Shangwen Jinhong and left. Things are unexpected. He needs to report to the eldest son immediately. After Wang Xiangxing left, Madame Yu came out from the back. I didn't expect that the money gang just showed a decadent look, and so many people came up to want to take a piece of it. I know Pang Tong, he is cruel and ruthless, and he will not give up until he achieves his goal. He has set his eyes on the money gang, and he will not give up so easily, Madame Yu said in a deep voice. First use them to take down Jin Fihong. If they are not good at eating in the later stage, I am not afraid of them, Shangwen Jinhong said coldly. Hearing Shangwen Jinhong's words, Madame Yu forgot the power behind him for a moment. The reputation of Xianaya Pavilion, ship and General Guan Yushin has spread to the capital. She believes that the South Pavilion of Xianaya Pavilion must not be weak. But the appearance of Pang Tong has given me an idea. Jin Fihong doesn't need to stay for too long. Shangwen Jinhong's eyes flashed with coldness when he said this. Previously, Jin Fihong was kept because he wanted to use him to better control the money gang, and see if he could get in touch with Zhenwu Garden. Now that Pang Tong has appeared, he has a chance. Jin Fihong's death has a reason to die. Now that Emperor Wu Hao and the Full Moon 15 incident, I'm afraid that many assassins have come to the capital. As long as they can afford it, I believe Jin Fihong will also be killed. At this time, outside the city, two figures appeared. The two figures were one tall and one short, wearing masks on their faces, and their appearances were not clear. But they exuded a terrifying dark aura. Brother, what are we doing in the capital so early? The tall man spoke. What? Of course, I'm doing the assassin business. Isn't there a bounty from Emperor Wu Hao now? What does this bounty mean? It means that the capital is in chaos. The capital used to be a forbidden area, but it is not now. Yan Shizhen of the Qinglong Society has become famous in the capital. We brothers can do the same, the short man said. But brother, aren't we here to participate in the 15th day of the full moon and the siege of the Emperor's master? The tall man said. Is the Emperor's master so easy to kill? The 15th day of the full moon. We all know the 15th day of the full moon, Shiang Mountain Villa. Do you think the Emperor doesn't know? That level is not something you and I can participate in. Only those people can take on this kind of work. If we go, we will just be cannon fodder, the short man said. Brother, don't we participate? Participate? This is a grand event in the assassin world. If we show our faces, it can also increase the popularity of our two brothers, the short man said. When he finished speaking, his eyes turned cold and looked towards a place. Who are you? Come out, Yinshan twin demons. I have no hostility. A figure walked out from the darkness. Happing, the director of Xiansheng Hall. It's you. What's the matter with you appearing here? The leader of Yinshan twin demons said. Of course I want to do business with you too. I have contacted dozens of assassins to deal with Emperor Wu Hao together. The reward offered by Emperor Wu Hao is shocking, and you two will definitely be interested, Xiansheng Hall director Happing said. I heard that Emperor Wu Hao led people to search your Zhenwu Garden. You should unite with other assassins to deal with Emperor Wu Hao. If Emperor Wu Hao knows, he will probably search your Zhenwu Garden. Again, Yinshan twin demon said with a sneer. It's better not to say some things to you two. If you two are not interested, I will take my leave. Guan Heping looked at the two and said. It's just a joke. Of course we brothers are willing to do it. We brothers are willing to share so much silver, then follow me, two of you, Guan Heping said and turned to leave. Let's go. The leader of Yinshan twin demons looked at Guan Heping's back and followed him. We came here to do business. Otherwise, why would we come to the capital from such a long distance? After a while, Guan Heping brought the two people to a secret manor. There were already more than a dozen assassins in the manor. Among these people, There was only one woman who wore a half mask on her face, revealing a very beautiful face. She sat alone at a table. Others stayed away from this person. It can be seen that this woman is not simple. The others also looked after themselves and did not have any conversation. Assassins. No friends are needed. When Guan Heping brought the Yinshan twin demons into the manor, dozens of eyes looked at the Yinshan twin demons. Yinshan twin demons, I didn't expect them to come to the capital in advance, some people thought to themselves. The Yinshan twin demons entered the house and their eyes also scanned the surroundings, and then they also condensed slightly. These dozen people, at least in the 8 difficulties of heaven and man. There was one person whose dancing turned into a sea poison fairy. Finally, his eyes fell on the woman wearing a half mask. Although her strength was only in the 9 difficulties of heaven and man, she was unparalleled in using poison. Their brothers had suffered losses at the hands of Poison Fairy. Chapter 581. The mysterious second leader of the evil alliance, Su Chen, enters the 8 difficulties of heaven and man. Master Guan, you have a lot of people here, but it's impossible for these people to kill Emperor Wu Hao, the leader of the Yinshan twin demons said. Emperor Wu Hao, the first war Marquis of the Great Zhou, has the strength of concentrating in the sea. There is not a single person concentrating in the sea here. Although the 2 brothers can fight against the sea concentrating together, they can only fight, escape, and kill, unless those who rely on some special drugs to step into the sea concentrating and hurt their foundation can be killed. Emperor Wu Hao, there are people to deal with him, so you don't need to take action, not to mention that some more people will be invited, Guan Heping beside him said. Is that so? Then we brothers will also participate, the leader of the Yinshan twin demons nodded. Master Guan, when to take action, you should give us a time, otherwise I can't wait too long. When Guan Heping's voice fell, the voice of the poison fairy sounded in the house. Within a day, Guan Heping said. If the time is longer, Emperor Wu Hao will definitely know that they are gathering, and at that time, I am afraid that the precautions will be stricter, and it will be more difficult to kill Emperor Wu Hao. I don't know what the general manager has prepared, Guan Heping thought. Originally, he wanted to create some trouble for Emperor Wu Hao. He didn't really want Emperor Wu Hao to die. But yesterday, he met with the general manager again. The general manager said that someone would kill Emperor Wu Hao and asked him to find someone to suppress the other people in Emperor Wu Hao's mansion. According to the current situation, at least one Danshan Huahe realm strongman is needed. Guan Heping didn't stay here for long, turned around and left. He still had to continue looking for people. At this time, Emperor Wu Hao and Ke Jing were sitting opposite each other in a secret room. The noise is a bit loud. Zhenwu Garden may want your life, and is gathering some people to attack you, and King Longhu, Yan Shizhen, may also attack you. This person is very dangerous, Ke Jing said in a deep voice. It seems that you asked him to kill Shi Han's Hao. Emperor Wu Hao looked at Ke Jing and said. I originally wanted to draw the attention of Zhenwu Garden to King Long Club, but I didn't expect that Shi Han's Hao couldn't even block their sword. How do you think Qin Julian will attack you? Use the sea concentrated masters, Ke Jing said. It could be something else. Zhenwu Garden is more terrifying than I thought. When I was about to enter the backyard, 2 sea concentrated masters locked onto me. Qin Julian was right next to me at the time, and those 2 auras were very strange. They were not the sea concentrated masters of Zhenwu Garden that we knew before. You and I want to attack Zhenwu Garden and get Zhenwu secret solution and Zuanwu inner pill from them. I'm afraid it's impossible, Emperor Wu Hao said. Now there is no need for a direct confrontation. King Long Club may be able to help us open this gap. They take money to do things, and we can pay to kill people. Kill Qin Julian, Ke Jing said. No need. Just as Ke Jing's voice fell, a voice appeared in the secret room. A figure walked out from the darkness. The man was covered by a large black robe and a mask on his face, revealing only a pair of deep eyes. When the 15th day of the full moon comes to kill the Emperor's master, Zhenwu Garden will be in chaos. At that time, you can enter Zhenwu Garden and find Zhenwu secret solution and Zuanwu inner pill, the man said. Why is Zhenwu Garden in chaos? Ke Jing frowned slightly. Don't you always want to know who I am? Look at who I am. The man in black robe slowly took off the mask, but after taking it off, he put it back on. Ke Jing and Emperor Wu Hao showed horror in their eyes. You are. Ke Jing finished speaking. I came here to tell you that the capital cannot be disrupted for the time being. Everything is going according to plan. However, Di Wu Hao, you have to be careful. The assassins can't kill you. Du Yuwei may kill you personally, you are not Du Yuwei's opponent, so arrange your substitute as soon as possible to die for you. Once the substitute dies, you can truly act as the leader of the evil alliance and turn the situation from passive to active. What's more, Du Yuwei will feel very distressed for such a large sum of money. After saying this, the visitor turned and left. He didn't stay here. I really didn't expect it. It's really cruel. Ke Jing looked at the leaving figure and murmured in his mouth. I didn't expect that your previous guesses were wrong. Since he said so, it means that I am really not Du Yuwei's opponent. I originally wanted to fight with Du Yuwei. Di Wu Hao sighed. Turned and left from another secret room, leaving Ke Jing alone in the secret room. I really didn't expect that Ke Jing, would also make mistakes. Ke Jing sighed and left. From the tone of their voices, it can be seen that the person is someone they have never thought of, nor would they have thought of. At this time, in a secret room in the Mountain River Gate in Lingnan County, Su Chen's eyes turned red, and the true energy in his body was boiling like boiling water, and his heart was beating like a war drum. If it weren't for Su Chen's strong physical strength, the boiling true energy in his body would probably tear his body apart and burst out. Su Chen absorbed the yin qi from Zhao Xiaodi. Of course, he didn't use the dual cultivation technique, but swallowed it violently, allowing Zhao Xiaodi to guide the pure yin qi in her body into his body. He was afraid that the people behind the Paradise Palace would leave tricks on Zhao Xiaodi and the others. When he was practicing dual cultivation with Zhao Xiaodi, he might be caught unknowingly. At first, it was fine, and it slowly merged with the true energy in his danshan. But after the last trace of yin qi entered his body, it suddenly broke out and collided violently with the true energy in his body. This collision caused the true energy in his danshan to shake constantly, and finally formed a huge wave vortex. When the vortex appeared, his true energy began to flow rapidly. This led to the current situation. He had been unable to suppress the qi in his body. Su Chen began to circulate the qi and blood in his body to suppress the flow of this qi. Qi and blood appeared, suppressing the rapid flow of qi. Although it was slow, it also put a load on his body. His bones began to be hammered, and waves of pain came from Su Chen. Vajra cracked demon, Su Chen roared. At this moment, his body began to grow taller, his bones became thicker, and his muscles all over his body were knotted and expanded one by one. A hot force like a volcano burned in his body. This was the burning of qi and blood. With the control of qi and blood, the qi in his body began to become more peaceful. Gradually, the qi began to calm down, and the qi and blood calmed down. However, at this moment, the fierce breath of the Vajra-cracked demon on Su Chen was stronger than before, more fierce, and closer to a fierce beast. The breath was calm. Su Chen's eyes returned to calm. He restrained his own breath and changed his clothes again, obtained the pure yin qi cultivated by Zhao Xiaodi. Reward 1 orange lottery card. Su Chen's face did not change after receiving an orange lottery card as a reward, but became solemn. Bai Tianyu has not experienced this, but when I absorb it like this, my true qi will riot. It seems that the other party should prevent others from absorbing pure yin true qi like this. I have time to check whether Bai Tianyu has anything left by the other party, Su Chen thought to himself, and then checked his own strength, with a happy look on his face. This time, he absorbed Zhao Xiaodi's pure yin true qi, which raised his strength to the 8th level of heaven and man. Of course, the most important thing is that his physical body has also been tempered. Now I am afraid that even warriors of the 9th level of heaven and man may not be able to move him. Chapter 582 Zemanchuk Su, Wuhu Monk. Coming out of the secret room. Zhao Xiaodi was outside the secret room, looking at Su Chen with some resentment in her eyes. Her face and figure were both first class, but Su Chen did not touch her, but just asked her to transfer all her pure yin qi to his body. After transferring the qi, she came out of the secret room, not knowing what happened inside. Now seeing Su Chen coming out, she immediately stepped forward to congratulate. Congratulations to Master Su for your improvement in strength. I wonder if you can tell me the 9 yin heavenly cicada technique you practiced. Su Chen looked at Zhao Xiaodi and said. He wanted to see if he could find some other clues from this technique. Hearing Su Chen's words, Zhao Xiaodi's expression was slightly startled, And then she seemed to understand something. Is there a problem with my pure yin qi? Yes, Su Chen nodded. I'll copy it for you. Zhao Xiaodi was also shocked when she saw Su Chen nod, and immediately prepared to copy it for Su Chen. After copying, come to my courtyard. By the way, let me talk about the matter of Yu Guyaoji. Zhao Xiaodi has fulfilled her promise. He naturally had to complete what he had promised the other party. Okay, Zhao Xiaodi turned and left. As for Su Chen, he returned to his own courtyard. In the courtyard, Su Chen had just sat down when Huge Hangwo walked in from outside. Master, there is something unusual happening in Qinglong Temple. Unusual. Su Chen frowned slightly when he heard this. 3 monks from Dashan Temple, one of the 4 major ancestral temples of the Buddhist Tantric sect, have come and are now in Qinglong Temple, Zhuge Hangwo said. Do you know the purpose of their coming? It is impossible to investigate. Qinglong Temple is in the stage of closing the mountain, and our people cannot enter to investigate. However, I have sent people to Dashan Temple in Tingzhou area to investigate. Let's see if we can find out anything from Dashan Temple, Zhuge Hangwo said. Pay close attention. Has Elder Xiao come out of retreat? Su Chen thought that he had not seen Xiao Qishi recently, and it was Zhuge Hangwo who had been in charge of the affairs of the 9 northern counties. He has come out of retreat, but some time ago, when Elder Xiao was out, he got a root of Heavenly Heart Benbu, which overlapped with his Forget Love Heavenly Book, so he went into retreat again. But according to Elder Xiao, if he comes out of retreat this time, he might step into the sea to concentrate his mind, Zhuge Hangwo said. At this point, Zhuge Hangwo's eyes showed envy. Recently, he has also been looking for some spear skills and some treasures to improve his strength, but there are too many things in the 9 northern counties, so he can't improve with all his strength. Now he has reached the 6 difficulties of heaven and man. Is that so? Su Chen was surprised when he heard Zhuge Hangwo's words. Xiao Keshu's Forget Love Heavenly Book. The top martial arts in the book are very strange, focusing on realm, feeling, mood, and momentum. Only those who are proficient in piano, chess, calligraphy, painting, poetry, music theory, extreme emotion, and martial arts talent can learn it. Therefore, heroes who appear once in a few hundred years may not be able to cultivate because of insufficient talent. This technique itself focuses on realm, momentum, feeling, and attitude. If Xiao Keshu breaks through, he can really step into the sea and concentrate. He is indeed one of the 4 top masters in Wenshu, Su Chen exclaimed. Then he thought of Guan Qi. Although Guan Qi and Xiao Keshu were weak in the early stage, the strong will continue to become stronger. Mr. Zhuge, how is the training of your subordinates? Now that our foundation has become stronger, some things can be let go, and you can practice with all your strength, Su Chen said. The subordinates understand. I have completed the structure of the 9 northern counties, and I have also trained some subordinates. It's time for them to do something, Zhuge Hangwo said. The two then talked for a few words, and Zhuge Hangwo took his leave. Su Chen sat down on the stone platform in the courtyard. Check your current lottery cards. There are few lottery cards, plus an orange lottery card obtained from Zhao Xiaodi, so there are only 2 now. Click to draw. Congratulations on obtaining the character, Zimenchuk Su, character, Wuhe Monk. 2 characters came at once, one is Zimenchuk Su, and the other is Wuhe Monk. Su Chen was delighted. Needless to say, Zimenchuk Su is a character known as the Sword God in the legend of Lu Xia Feng, especially the battle with Yi Guqing in the Imperial City. It can be said that everyone knows him. Wuhe Monk, a character in Chu Liuxiang's novel, he is the son of Xianfeng Shishilang and Shiguanayan, and is also a famous scholar in Buddhism. Not only is his poetry, lyrics, calligraphy, painting, tea ceremony, etc. wonderful, but his martial arts is also the best among his peers in Shaolin. He's known as the 7 Wonderful Monks. Some famous families in the world are proud to invite him as a guest. Su Chen checked the information of the 2 people. Zimenchuk Su's strength is to concentrate in the sea, with a note, broken. Wuhe Monk's strength is to transform the Danshan into the sea, also with a note, broken. Beijing Full Moon 15, Xiang Villa Yan Shizhen, Fu Hongsu may not be enough. Then let Zimenchuk Su and Yaguchen go together. 3 top sword masters, plus a sword god. I believe that the Qinglong Club will definitely be famous in the capital. The Emperor Wu Hao of the capital hopes that you can hold on for a while and wait for the arrival of my Qinglong Club masters, Su Chen thought to himself. Before the alliance, perhaps the Emperor Wu Hao's bounty can be taken down first. As for Monk Wu Hua, a light flashed in Su Chen's eyes. He had previously obtained the relics of a high monk in the Tantric Buddhist Academy in a Tripitaka of life and death. If all were given to Wu Hua, Monk Wu Hua would definitely be able to enter the Qinglong Temple with this. But unfortunately, the relics were previously given to Xiao Keishu, who let Xiao Keishu refine them. However, Monk Wu Hua has extraordinary qualifications and should be able to comprehend the Tripitaka of life and death. This is the Qinglong Temple's unique learning. It is also a kind of inheritance. As long as you comprehend the Tripitaka of life and death, you should be able to enter the Qinglong Temple. Qinglong Temple is one of the 4 ancestral temples of the Tantric Buddhist Academy. He doesn't believe that there are no antiques in this temple. So it also needs to be treated seriously and carefully. Su Chen summoned Zimenchuxo and Wu Hua. As soon as Zimenchuxo appeared, Yiguchen, who was closing his eyes in the courtyard next to Su Chen, opened his eyes instantly and jumped into Su Chen's courtyard. Yiguchen, Zimenchuxo, the two spoke in simple tones, but they gave people an extremely familiar feeling. Let me introduce you to the things in this world, Yiguchen said. He has been here for a while and knows a lot about this world. This is the life and death Tripitaka of Qinglong Temple. After you talk to Yiguchen, you can find the original steward and ask him to tell you about some of the Qinglong Temple. After practicing, see if you can enter Qinglong Temple. Su Chen took out the life and death Tripitaka from the space ring and gave it to Monk Wu Hua. Thank you, my lord, I will study it, Monk Wu Hua said calmly. Then Yiguchen took the 2 people into his courtyard. Not long after the 3 left, Zhao Xiaodi walked into Su Chen's courtyard with the copied exercises in her hand. Chapter 583, Bai Chao Fei's exclusive weapon, the strength of the 4 ghosts in Xiangxi is improved. This is the handwritten copy of the 9 Yin Heavenly Quanguang that I practiced. Zhao Xiaodi handed the copied 9 Yin Heavenly Quanguang to Su Chen. Su Chen took it and opened it to investigate, obtained the special dual cultivation method 9 Yin Heavenly Quanguang, and was rewarded with 1 orange lottery card. He got another orange lottery card. However, Su Chen did not care about this, but was investigating what was so special about the 9 Yin Heavenly Quanguang. After Su Chen investigated, his face froze. The corresponding method of 9 Yin Heavenly Quanguang also has a set of methods called 9 Yang True Fire Art. These 2 methods complement each other. To practice 9 Yin Heavenly Quanguang, one must be a woman, and must be the furnace of a person who practices 9 Yang True Fire Art. Of course, there is another more vicious thing about 9 Yin Heavenly Quanguang, that is, when practicing, a kind of insect that cannot be seen clearly but melts into the qi will be produced in the body. If this kind of insect is practiced with a person who practices 9 Yang True Fire Art, it will be melted into the purest true qi. But if other people practice dual cultivation with others, these bugs will enter other people's bodies silently. Under normal circumstances, it will not be discovered and there is no harm. But once the person who practices the 9 Yang True Fire Art performs the 9 Yin True Fire Art, these bugs will riot and keep biting in the blood, causing people to feel extremely painful. When you lose your resistance, the opponent can still attack and devour all the energy and blood in your body. The person behind the Jitian Palace is not simple, he actually has such means. No wonder he dares to let the people of the Jitian Palace go outside like the sun. But I don't know who this person is, Su Chen sighed in his heart. The person who created this technique is powerful. The background of the Jitian Palace is not simple. Master Su, is there a problem with this technique? Seeing that Su Chen got the transcript, his brows were stretched and solemn, Zhao Xiaodi asked with some concern. This is a furnace and cauldron technique. Not only you, but also those who practice dual cultivation with you will become nutrients for others, Su Chen said in a deep voice. What? Zhao Xiaodi's face changed when she heard Su Chen's words. I wonder if Master Su has any solution. She looked at Su Chen. For the time being, I have no solution, Su Chen shook his head. He really had no way to solve this kind of trouble. You don't need to worry too much. Your internal qi has been devoured. It will take a long time to recover it, even if the other party uses you as a furnace, they won't be interested in your strength. Your master is Jadebone Fairy. I will ask the masters of Qinglong Club to help you solve this problem first. I will go to Paradise Palace with you, Su Chen was very interested in the Paradise Palace, so he also wanted to meet this Jade Bone Fairy. See if he could learn something about who is behind Paradise Palace from her. I don't know where the headquarters of Paradise Palace is. The only branch is in Jinling City in Jiangnan, Zhao Xiaodi said. Jinling City, one of the 3 main cities of Jinling County in the Jiangnan region, is a prosperous place. I am planning to go there, Su Chen said. I couldn't help but think of the Muring family in Jiangnan, which is Muring Qingshan's mother's family and is one of the overlords of Jinling City. When Zhao Xiaodi heard that Su Chen would accompany them, she showed joy on her face. You go and pack up, we will leave at night. There are still 20 days before the full moon on the 15th day of the month in the capital. If they take too long to deal with the affairs of the Paradise Palace, they may not be able to catch up with the gathering of Shiank Villa. According to Su Chen's guess, when these strong men gather, they may surround and kill the imperial teacher on the same day. Okay, Zhao Xiaodi seemed very happy and immediately went back to pack up. My lord, Miss Zhuang has returned from the Lingjiang area. Outside the courtyard, Yuan Suyin walked in with Zhuang Zuanji. Zhuang Zuanji looked a little tired. Although Guan Yushan had the help of Yan Yinjuo and Lisha, Zhuang Zuanji had been keeping an eye on everything, so she looked a little tired. Master, we have received 5 million taels of cash from the Xiangsha League and have deposited it in the bank. Other properties are not suitable for sale. The official envoy will deposit the silver into your bank regularly. Zhuang Zuanji handed the 5 million taels of silver notes to Su Chen and continued, there is another thing. Hu Liu found out that the more than 10 million taels of cash raised by the Sea Shark Gang were flowing to Jinling City. Hearing this, Su Chen's eyes moved slightly. The reward of Emperor Wu Hao came from the black market in Jinling City, Jiangnan. It is normal for them to circulate there. Can Hu Liu find out where the money is? Su Chen was concerned about the reward. Hu Liu has gone to Jinling and will try her best to investigate. However, Jinling City in the south of the Yangtze River is the most prosperous city in the Great Zhou dynasty. The dark forces there are more complicated than those in the capital. It may be difficult to investigate. What's more, such a large sum of money should not be kept alone, but circulated through the black market bank. The reward amount for Emperor Wu Hao appeared in the black market. Du Wei should have already transferred half of the cash to the black market bank, otherwise the reward would not be issued. The black market bank is too involved. We'd better not investigate, Zhuang Zuanji said. She knew something about the black market bank from her father, and it was very involved. Let Tu Liu investigate first. It has nothing to do with us. It's her ability to find it. By the way, when you came in just now, you should have seen Zhao Xiaodi from Elysium Palace. I took a task from her and she happened to be going to Jinling. Come with us to Jinling tonight. Su Chen looked at Zhuang Zuanji and said. After accepting the mission from Zhao Xiaodi, he contacted Zhuang Zuanji and told her that he was going to Jiangnan and asked her to return as soon as possible. Zhao Xiaodi from Paradise Palace. Zhuang Zuanji looked at Su Chen with her beautiful eyes. She didn't expect that the person she just met would be Zhao Xiaodi. As for the mission Su Chen mentioned, it must be a mission to kill people entrusted by Zhao Xiaodi. Who is she going to kill? Zhuang Zuanji asked involuntarily. Her master is Yu Guyaoji. Su Chen did not hide it from Zhuang Zuanji. Yu Guyaoji, one of the several sovereign elders of Paradise Palace, is rumored to be gathering divine power. This is not a difficult task, Zhuang Zuanji said softly. As the banker in charge of the third bank, he also has some information channels of his own. As for King Longhu, it is very easy to kill a Yu Guyaoji who has not gone to the sea to concentrate. She has seen Yi Gucheng take action. The host's subordinates Kui Wuhu and the 5 poison boys burned, Li Wangfu, and Li Wu Wangfu is destroyed and turned into ruins. Li Wu Wang's prestige in the Huaiyan area was greatly reduced, and 1 orange lottery card was rewarded. What? These 2 people actually burned down the Liu Palace. Su Chen's face showed shock. He didn't expect Kui Wuhu and Wu Tongzi to be so powerful. Looking at the 2 orange lottery cards he got, get Bai Chao Fei's exclusive weapon-level weapon, the Broken Gang gold silk gloves. Get the 20-year Heavenly Man cultivation cards of each of the 4 ghosts of Xiangxi Bai Chao Fei's weapon-level weapon. The 4 ghosts of Xiangxi cultivation cards. The 4 ghosts of Xiangxi have 20-year Heavenly Man cultivation cards, and if they prepare some precious medicines, their strength should be able to reach the level of Danshan Transformation C. When reaching the Danshan Transformation C, The four of them may be able to fight against the top C concentrated strongmen. Bai Tianyu's weapon-level weapon detection, inputting the key in the body, can break the key gang of the Danshan transformation C-level strongmen, and it will be even more powerful with the finger force. Chapter 584, The assassins surrounded Emperor Wu Hao's mansion, and Emperor Wu Hao killed them with one palm. Now the strength of those around me has increased a lot. The four ghosts from Xiaoxi have been following Su Chen. The improvement of the strength of the four ghosts from Xiaoxi is a great guarantee for Su Chen's safety. Of course, Su Chen's current foundation is estimated to be unable to hurt him unless he concentrates his mind. This is also the reason why Su Chen dared to leave Shaman. With strength, he doesn't need to stay here like this. It's time to go out and walk around. Master, what are you thinking about? Zhuang Zuanji, who is not far away, looked at Su Chen, who was in a daze and couldn't help but speak. Hearing Zhuang Zuanji's voice, Su Chen's expression recovered and said, "It's okay, you go back and rest first, we will leave in the evening." After hearing this, Zhuang Zuanji saluted Su Chen and left the yard. "This is a weapon-level treasure, you send someone to quickly deliver it to Bai Tianyu's hands." Su Chen handed the broken golden silk gloves to Yuan Suyan. Yuan Suyan immediately arranged for people to prepare the things. Send them directly to the capital. When leaving, Yuan Suyan seemed to think of something. "My lord, Cheng Shifei's cultivation is a little slow." Senior Gu Santong left Shanmen and went to Xianshan to teach Cheng Shifei. Hearing this, Su Chen just nodded slightly. The grudge between Gu Santong and Zhu Wuxi needs to be resolved by themselves, not to mention that Gu Santong is the head of the East Pavilion and needs to be in Xianshan. As for Shanmen, the strength of the back mountain is terrifying. Night on the wide official road outside Lingnan County. A carriage is moving forward slowly. This carriage is more than twice as wide as ordinary carriages and is pulled by two fat and strong horses. The driver is Yuan Suyan wearing a bamboo hat. Inside the carriage, Su Chen is sitting on the middle couch, half lying and watching. On the right, Zhuang Zuanji and Zhao Xiaodi are sitting, not talking to each other. Because it is relatively quiet in the car. They look at the two people sitting on the couch on the left. Zimanchuksu and Yaguchen are playing chess, silent, and the scene seems a little dull. Time passes little by little. The two people stared at each other, and there was some bitterness in their eyes. The voice was transmitted from inside. "Miss Zhuang, is it usually so quiet when you go out with Master Su?" Zhao Xiaodi asked puzzledly. "Yes, it was the same when we went to Lingjiang area last time. It was even quieter last time." Senior Yi sat there holding a long sword without moving the whole time, and this time he even played chess. As for Master Su, he has been reading books, all of which are miscellaneous studies. Zhuang Zuanji transmitted the voice. "Then we are a little depressed. This Master Su is really calm. You are the third most beautiful woman on the Xiangshan list, and I am not bad either. We are two beautiful women traveling together, but he is just reading books. Shouldn't he enjoy the service of beautiful women traveling together?" Zhao Xiaodi said depressedly. Previously, she thought that Su Chen wanted the pure yin qi in her body and would practice dual cultivation with her, but he didn't. When she met Zhuang Zuanji, she thought that Su Chen was not being nice to her because of Zhuang Zuanji, but she didn't expect that Su Chen didn't seem to have any special thoughts about Zhuang Zuanji. "Is it that Master Su can't do that?" Zhao Xiaodi said in a voice transmission. Hearing this, Zhuang Zuanji's face slightly blushed, and she said in a voice transmission, "It seems that you haven't investigated Master Su. Master Su used to go to the brothel frequently, but he has not been there since he became the young dragon leader." Zhuang Zuanji cooperated with Su Chen and investigated Su Chen, so she knew something. Of course, she didn't know why she explained this to Su Chen. Her eyes couldn't help but look at Su Chen. Su Chen was carefully flipping through the book in his hand. "Check the Jiangnan topographic map and get an orange lottery card as a reward." His face was calm, and he didn't stop because he got the lottery card. Su Chen still needed to understand the situation in Jiangnan. Zhao Xiaodi heard Zhuang Zuanji's words, and her beautiful eyes moved slightly. She said this to test Zhuang Zuanji and see how Zhuang Zuanji would react to Su Chen. "It's a competitor," Zhao Xiaodi thought to herself. On the other side, in the capital, in a secret room, Shangwen Jinhong, Bai Chaofei, and Murenfu, the three of them sat beside a square table. "Jin Fihong has begun to doubt our several managers and weaken our strength. He's expected to take over the Jinqian gang in full, so we can't keep Jin Fihong this time. I want to join forces with the Grand Tutor's mansion and the 12th Prince to attack Jin Fihong, Shangwen Jinhong said in a deep voice. Originally, he thought that killing Jin Fihong's disciples would make him more advantageous in the Jiqian gang, but he didn't expect Jin Fihong to personally seize power. Grand Tutor's mansion, it seems that they have also set their sights on the Jiqian gang. They are really greedy. I will convince the 12th Prince about this matter. He will not miss such an opportunity. I also want to see what the background of the 12th Prince is, Murenfu said. After following the 12th Prince for such a long time, Murenfu actually still hasn't been able to get into the real team of the 12th Prince, and doesn't know what the real background of the 12th Prince is now. Zhou Fei, what have you found out recently? There are assassins gathering, and they may attack Emperor Wu Hao. The specific time is still unknown, Bai Zhou Fei said in a deep voice. It seems that someone can't wait and wants to attack Emperor Wu Hao first. Murenfu frowned slightly. Their forces have not yet arrived, and they may not be able to take down Emperor Wu Hao, so they hope that this assassination will come later. Suddenly, Bai Chao Fei's expression changed. Wait for me, both of you. After saying that, he walked out of the secret room. After a while, he returned and said solemnly, the first wave of assassinations in Emperor Wu Hao's mansion has begun. Do we want to go and see? Go, Murenfu said, and then the three of them changed into black robes, put on masks and hats, and quickly disappeared into the secret room. On the roofs of the buildings around Emperor Wu Hao's mansion, one after another, black figures are moving quickly towards Emperor Wu Hao's mansion. These people are very fast, and soon appeared outside Emperor Wu Hao's mansion and entered Emperor Wu Hao's mansion. Teams of guards are patrolling in the mansion. They are wearing armor, with long swords on their waists, and their eyes are shining fiercely. Suddenly, dozens of cold rays of light, like meteors, went towards these guards. The guards were also quick to move. They swung their long swords and slashed the cold rays. Several guards fell to the ground in the process. Kill. After blocking the cold rays, the guards rushed out immediately and slashed at the assassins in black. Their purpose of guarding the Emperor Wu Hao mansion was to deal with these assassins. But when they rushed out, a purple poisonous mist came. All the people who rushed out foamed at the mouth and fell to the ground and died. A woman in black fell down. It was the woman named Poison Fairy. After falling down, she killed the guards. For a moment, any guard who touched her fell to the ground quickly. The remaining guards retreated one after another. At this time, teams of guards came out from other places. Emperor Wu Hao had mobilized 3,000 private soldiers to guard Emperor Wu Hao mansion. These guards held bows and crossbows in their hands and shot out instantly. Seeing this, the woman in black dodged around. And the other assassins who rushed into the mansion. Blocked by dense arrows, everyone stretched out their palms, and streams of true energy swept out to resist these arrows. Although they blocked the arrows, they could not move forward. Close range kill. At this time, a rough voice came out. Boom! As the rough voice fell, a violent figure rushed out from the crowd, kicked the ground with his feet, and the whole person flew into the air, with a strong evil spirit on his body. Shoot! Seeing this, the archers immediately adjusted the arrows and shot at the figure. Clang clang clang, but these arrows could not break the evil spirit on the opponent's body. Die! The figure of the person who made the move fell down and punched out. Several archers beside him were instantly blown away by the punch, and their chests were all shattered by the energy, and blood was scattered. Yinshan twin demons, you are looking for death? At this time, a knife light rushed out from the Emperor Wu Hao mansion. The knife light was sharp, and the one who made the move was Mu Xiangshan, the commander of the Emperor Wu Hao mansion. At this time, he was full of energy, and it seemed that his injuries had healed. Boom! The knife light appeared, and the black-clothed sturdy man punched out. The light on his fist was black and collided with the knife light. Boom! The powerful energy burst out at the intersection of the fist and the knife light, forming an air wave, and went to all directions. After a knife, Mu Xiangshan landed in front of the other party. You are really looking for death? You dare to come to my Emperor Wu Hao mansion? His eyes were sharp, and the knife energy was filled with his body. We brothers don't have the habit of looking for death. At this time, when Mu Xiangshan's voice fell, a black figure rushed out from behind him in an instant, and his palm stepped out with a sharp energy and grabbed Mu Xiangshan's head. I know how to call out your names. Don't you think I don't know the boss of the Yinshan twin demons? Mu Xiangshan's eyes were ferocious, his body turned, his feet kicked the ground collapsed, and the whole person instantly shot out, and the long knife in his hand slashed out. The violent knife light illuminated the area. The leader of the Yinshan twin demons, who had made the move, was startled. The qi in his body was rapidly circulating, and the yin shaki on his palm surged out, colliding with the violent knife light. Bang! The body of the Yinshan twin demons was repelled by the knife light, and a trace of blood flowed from his palm. Damn it, kill him! The face of the Yinshan twin demons became ferocious, and he growled. The black-clothed sturdy man saw that the boss was injured, and the violent qi in his body flowed out, and the violent qi vibrated, tearing the air, making a deafening sound. Yinshan flame palm, boom! He punched out, and the yin shaki on his fist collided with the air to produce black flames, which blasted towards Mu Xiangshan. On the other side, the leader of the Yinshan twin demons probed with his palms, and the qi in his palms was sharp, like a dragon out of the sea, and pressed towards Mu Xiangshan violently. Do you think there is no one in my Emperor Wu Hao mansion? Boom! At this moment, a violent blood rushed out, and with it came a blood-colored iron stick. The shadow of the stick swept towards the head of the black-clothed strong man like a tidal wave. The black-clothed strong man who had made the move felt the twisting of the space behind him, so he could only punch back. The fist collided with a long stick, and the two bodies retreated at the same time. Here, Mu Xiangshan's long sword collided with the palms of the Yinshan twin demons again. The sword lights and claw shadows of both sides flowed, and it was difficult to tell the winner for a while. In the hall of Emperor Wu Hao's mansion, Emperor Wu Hao sat on the main chair with a calm face. In the meeting hall, there were two more people sitting. The two people looked solemn and kept paying attention to the situation outside. My lord, you should take shelter first. The other party should not be so simple, the middle-aged man in black said. Yes, my lord, you should take shelter for a while, another person in dark blue robes said the same thing. I really want to see how strong the people they are. I haven't made a move for many years, so I should let people know my strength, Emperor Wu Hao said calmly. Hearing this, the two stopped talking. They are loyal to Emperor Wu Hao and obey all his orders. The sound of killing continued to be heard in Emperor Wu Hao's mansion. Some people quickly appeared outside the mansion. They all landed on the top of the house to look at the situation here. The scale of this dispatch is still large. With so many masters of the 9 difficulties of heaven and man, I am afraid that the 3,000 soldiers of Emperor Wu Hao's mansion cannot support Emperor Wu Hao, Shangwen Jinhong said in one place. This is an assassination, not a frontal attack. It can allow these soldiers to gather and create a strong military force. The personnel are dispersed, which is conducive to the martial arts masters to kill one by one. Perhaps Emperor Wu Hao's purpose is also to stop these 9 difficulties of heaven and man. There are people to deal with the Danshan Huhe masters. Bai Tianyu looked at one place when he spoke. Because 2 more Danshan Huhe masters appeared and headed towards the hall of Emperor Wu Hao's mansion. However, when they rushed out, a huge momentum suddenly appeared in the Emperor Wu Hao mansion. This momentum was unstoppable and invincible. This Marcus, I don't want to waste time with you. If there is a stronger one, come out. These 2 people are just appetizers, a cold and domineering voice came from the Emperor Wu Hao mansion. Then the voice fell, and a tall and slender figure rushed out. The palm was raised. And the palm was like holding up the sky, and it slapped one of them. Emperor Wu Hao made a move. Seeing this situation, the figure who rushed out changed his face and turned pale. Their purpose was to track the other 2 Danshan Huhe realm masters beside Emperor Wu Hao to make a move. It was not to fight with Emperor Wu Hao. Emperor Wu Hao was the first martial Marcus of the Great Zhou dynasty. Being able to be called the first martial Marcus shows his strength. The 2 of them looked at each other and wanted to twist their bodies to escape. But Emperor Wu Hao's palm was filled with a huge momentum, suppressing the 2 people's figures. Make a move, one of them roared. But no one responded, and no one made a move. Seeing this, the 2 knew that they were being used as guns. Their ki surged, and terrifying power burst out from their hands, trying their best to resist the palm of Emperor Wu Hao. Like ants, Emperor Wu Hao's voice roared, and his ki surged, and he appeared in the sky above Emperor Wu Hao's mansion with terrifying majesty. Under this momentum, the 2 stopped their bodies at the same time, and the minds in their heads were shattered by Emperor Wu Hao's palm, and their eyes lost their divine light for a while. Boom! At this time, Emperor Wu Hao's palm fell like the sky. Bang! The bodies of the 2 flew backwards like broken kites, hit the ground, spurted blood, and then died. One move. Emperor Wu Hao killed 2 Danshanhua realm warriors with one move, showing his strong and domineering strength. He looked around with a tiger-like look. Then his eyes stayed in one place. Since you are here, just take action. I really want to see your strength. His eyes looked in one place. There stood a huge figure, more than 3 meters tall. Such a figure should have exuded a terrifying aura. But the other party stood there as if he had no aura. Emperor Wu Hao, you want me to take action, and I also want to see the strength of the first Wu Hao. The tall figure and the rumbling voice shook the earth and mountains, like thunder from the sky. Chapter 585, Powerful Key and Strong Body. At this time, on a rooftop, a figure wearing a mask of the Evil Alliance was looking at the Emperor Wu Hao mansion. He Yishin, the second leader of the Evil Alliance, is here too. Does he want to make a move? Someone saw this figure and his eyes condensed. He Yishin is a strong man who concentrates his mind in the sea. Such a person who appeared here tonight might not be here to watch. Boom. Just as this person finished speaking, the masked He Yishin suddenly turned into a residual image and appeared in front of the other party. His palm became a claw, stretched out, and took off the other party's head with one claw, threw it aside, and returned. The whole action was completed in a flash. Some people didn't react, but their bodies unconsciously moved away from here. They didn't want to be beheaded like the previous person. He Yishin, the second leader of the Evil Alliance, made a move without saying a word. His means were too brutal. A person wearing the same black cloak and the same mask as He Yishin appeared. The martial artists in the rivers and lakes who saw this figure from afar were moved. The third leader of the Evil Alliance. The 3 leaders of the Evil Alliance looked at the burly man who walked out of the darkness, and a trace of doubt flashed in their eyes. Who is this person? I don't know. If such a burly figure has appeared in the martial arts world, he must not be unknown. He Yishin, who is wearing a mask, said. I didn't expect that such a master would appear. The third leader Ke Jing's tone was a little gloomy. There were such strong people in the first wave of assassinations, and there would probably be more later. Don't worry, my master said that the strength of Emperor Wu Hao is also an absolute strong one in the sea of concentration. He Yishin, who is wearing a mask, transmitted the voice. I know the strength of Emperor Wu Hao, but there are many strong people in the capital now. The Qinglong Society's Yan Shizhen should have set his sights on Emperor Wu Hao, and the leader of the killer organization, Reincarnation, ranked 3rd in this Hanfu Division's killer list, has secretly arrived in the capital. If he can't deal with this guy, he will take this opportunity to attack. Ke Jing transmitted the voice. As for his face, it was not clear under the mask. Hearing Ke Jing's words, He Yishin's eyes moved slightly while wearing a mask. Although Walking Wei is the 3rd-ranked assassin organization, the leader of Walking Wei, Song Lunhu, is very powerful and has the stealth secret technique, shadow breathing technique. When he uses this secret technique, he can completely merge himself with the darkness when he stands in the darkness. The assassin can perfectly merge himself with the darkness, which means that this assassin is extremely terrifying. Because he can catch you by surprise and kill you at the moment you relax. No matter how strong a warrior's spirit is, he will still relax to a certain extent, and once he relaxes, it is a fatal moment. Therefore, Song Lunhu, the leader of Walking Wei, is also known as Death Without Life, Song Lunhu in the martial arts world. As for Song Lunhu's appearance, no one has seen it. No one knows who he is. I believe the great leader can handle it, He Yishin said in a voice transmission. His eyes continued to look at the battlefield. On the other side, this person's physical aura is very strong. And there is no information about this person in my data, Bai Tianyu said in a deep voice. There are many strong men in the martial arts world of the Great Zhou dynasty, and many of them live in seclusion. I wonder if he can defeat Emperor Wu Hao. Muran Fu's eyes flashed with brilliance. Emperor Wu Hao and the burly man who appeared both had strong auras. This made him a little envious. In this world, force is power. As long as you are strong, you can get the power you want. Shangwen Jinhong did not speak. He kept watching the 2 men in his mind. He hoped that the fight between the 2 would help him improve his understanding of martial arts. Who are you? Emperor Wu Hao looked at the burly man with cold eyes. But the burly man did not reply to Emperor Wu Hao's words. An extremely hot aura appeared on his body. At this moment, his muscles bulged, and his robes shattered instantly. Boom. He kicked the ground hard, and the ground exploded instantly. A huge cloud of dust rose like thick smoke. The huge figure rushed towards Emperor Wu Hao. There was no true energy generated all over his body, but the body collided with the air and made a hissing sound. For a while, there was a terrible burning feeling in the air. What a strong physical strength! Seeing this scene, the spectators were shocked. The opponent did not use Qi-Jin, but only pure physical strength collided with the air, which produced such a burning breath. How could they not be surprised? Emperor Wu Hao also showed surprise on his face. But his expression quickly recovered. Boom! At this moment, Emperor Wu Hao moved his feet and rushed out, and a huge bloody aura burst out from his palm. He clenched his fist tightly and punched out. The blood in his fist was like a dragon. The burly man who rushed out also punched out. The two fists collided with each other, and the terrifying power raged around. But the two bodies were not repelled. Boom! Emperor Wu Hao and the burly man stepped on the ground at the same time. The bloody aura around them continued to burst out, forming invisible bloody aura waves, surging around, and forming a hot air when it touched the air. On the other side, veins appeared on the burly man's body, and blood and energy flowed rapidly in the veins. During the flow, his bones kept making crackling sounds. His body swelled up rapidly. In the blink of an eye, it turned red. A terrifying and domineering aura swept over him. His body, which was originally more than 3 meters long, grew to 4 meters again. With the bulging muscles, he was now a giant beast. Seeing this scene, some people's eyes changed again. The opponent's strength was still increasing, and his eyes could not help but look at Emperor Wu Hao. Emperor Wu Hao also showed a fierce look in his eyes at this moment, and his body took the initiative to retreat. At the moment of retreating, the blood-evil energy on his body was running at a high speed, and the terrifying blood-evil energy formed a Qi gang around him, and the whole person was like a demon king in the blood-evil. Purple extreme evil palm. Boom! Emperor Wu Hao slapped out with one palm. The huge force exploded everything around, forming a huge blood-colored flame to attack the burly man. At this moment, the burly man's eyes were burning. Instead of retreating, his body advanced, and his violent fist collided with the terrifying flaming palm of Emperor Wu Hao. Bang! With a dull sound of collision, the burly man's body flew out and hit the wall, like a bulldozer, crushing the entire ground, leaving a deep mark. Boom! The body that flew out stood up, patted off the gravel on his body, and began to compress, turning into a 2-meter-tall man. Emperor Wu Hao's strength is indeed extraordinary. I have other things to deal with today. We will fight again in the future. After saying that, he turned around and headed towards the dark street. The speed was so fast that he disappeared from everyone's side in the blink of an eye. Retreat. Seeing this situation, the other assassins did not dare to stay any longer and evacuated one after another. Some assassins who did not evacuate were strangled by some soldiers in the palace of Emperor Wu Hao. An assassination is like a storm, coming and going quickly. However, this battle also made people know the strength of Emperor Wu Hao. Chapter 586, The Whereabouts of Yan Shizhen. The plan to kill Jin Fihong is launched. Looking at the figure leaving, Emperor Wu Hao's eyes were solemn. "Marcus, do you want to chase him?" the man in black beside him said in a deep voice. "No, comfort the wounded first, and you go to find out the information of that person. He was able to fight with me with just his physical strength, and was knocked away by my palm without any injuries. This person is not simple, and we must know who he is." After Emperor Wu Hao finished speaking, he led his people back to the mansion. The people watching the battle also began to evacuate one after another. Bai Tianyu and the other two returned to the secret room. This Emperor Wu Hao is so powerful that it is surprising. When the Qi on his body burst out, I vaguely feel that there is still a stream of Qi and blood flowing in his body. He has not yet used all his strength, Shangwen Jinhong said. Emperor Wu Hao is strong, but the man who fought him is a little weird, with terrifying power like a giant beast. When we just fought, he didn't use his true energy, and relied on his physical strength to resist the blow of Emperor Wu Hao. From the way he left, he also kept some tricks. The capital is more terrifying than we imagined. Bai Tianyu frowned. Although he secretly deployed a lot of manpower and spent a lot of money during the time that Jin Feng's Ziyu Tower was in the capital, the information he got was still a little lacking. It seems that the personnel layout needs to be further deepened. The prince's mansion and the official mansion also need to recruit some spies to see if we can find some useful information from some simple clues, Bai Tianyu thought to himself. The burly man will definitely be tracked down by major forces from today onwards. If his news appears, please let Brother Bai pass it to us. Our focus now is to deal with Jin Fihong first, Brother Shangwen. I will go back to the 12th prince's mansion first and communicate with him about this matter to see how he reacts, Fu said in a deep voice. Okay, I'll wait for your news in the money gang, Shangwen Jinhong nodded. Then several people left the secret room again, and Fu went to the 12th prince's mansion. Because he had the token given by the 12th prince, Fu quickly came to a study. In the study, in addition to the 12th prince, there was also a woman in gauze, who was Hong Luo from the Shadow Gate. Seeing Fu coming, Hong Luo bowed and prepared to leave the study. No need to avoid, Fu. This is Hong Luo from the Shadow Gate. In the future, you should have more contact and cooperate with each other. What do you want to see me for? The 12th Prince Liu He looked at Fu and said. Hearing Liu He's words, Fu was happy in his heart, but his face did not change at all. Your Highness, Shangwen He came to me just now and said that Pang Daxiao contacted him and also wanted to get a share of the money gang, Fu said. Is Pang Tong still quick to act? What does Shangwen He mean? Liu He asked. Shangwen He said that Jin Fihong is trying to consolidate power, which is not good for him, so he hopes that the 12th Prince and Pang Da will send people to kill Jin Fihong, Fu said hurriedly. Shangwen He is very ambitious, but now is indeed an opportunity, but to kill Jin Fihong, I'm afraid we need to send out a sea concentrated master. If Shangwen He can persuade Pang Tong to send out a sea concentrated master, I will send 2 Danshan transforming sea masters to assist them, but I want a quarter of the benefits from money, the 12th Prince Liu He said. A quarter? Fu's face did not change, but his heart sank. Liu He wanted a quarter, and the Taishi mansion would definitely want a quarter. If another quarter was given to Jinjunmo of Xianwu Garden, Shangwen Jinhong would only have a quarter left. This was completely him creating benefits for the others. I will convince Shangwen He, Fu said as he received the order. Now he is the subordinate of the 12th prince, so he cannot be partial to Shangwen Jinhong. The order from the deputy commander of the Northern Pacification Division will be issued to you within a month. You should learn more about the internal situation of the Northern Pacification Division. I hope you can take control of the real power within 3 months. The 12th Prince Liu He walked out from the desk and came to Fu and said. Thank you, 12th Prince. I will definitely take control of the real power and be loyal to you as soon as possible. Fu hurriedly bowed and thanked him. This is what you deserve. I hope you won't disappoint me. The 12th Prince Liu He looked at Fu and said. Then he seemed to remember something and asked, what's going on with Marcus Anking recently? Since Marcus Anking and Madame Anking visited the South China Sea Chamber of Commerce once, they have not left the Marcus mansion again. I didn't dare to enter the Marcus Anking mansion to investigate, Fu replied. It seems that he has gained a lot of benefits from the South China Sea Chamber of Commerce. If you have time, please visit Marcus Anking on my behalf. I hope Marcus Anking can join me, the 12th Prince Liu He said. Yes, I will secretly go to Shangwen He's residence tomorrow. After things are arranged, I will go to Anking Marquis's residence, Fu said with his head down. A ray of light flashed in his eyes, but it disappeared in the moment he raised his head. He left the room. At this time, he was in another place. In a dilapidated temple. The burly man who had attacked Emperor Wu Hao before appeared in the dilapidated temple. He had changed into a green suit. In the courtyard, there was another man in black in a bamboo hat. Looking at the green suit man who came in, he said, you don't use your true energy and blood, but rely on your physical body to fight Emperor Wu Hao. Aren't you afraid that he will blow up your physical body? If he can blow me up, it means that my physical strength is not strong enough. You are so anxious to find me. Have you found the whereabouts of Yang Shizhen? The man in the suit said. I have found his whereabouts. It is right here. Find him and bring his head here. I will give you another secret medicine, the man in black said and disappeared in front of the man in tight clothes. After the man in black left, Puff the man in tight clothes who spoke earlier spurted out a mouthful of blood. The Emperor Wu Hao is really strong. It is still a little difficult to take his punch simply by strength. While speaking, he took out a pill from his arms and swallowed it all in one gulp. The blood in his body flowed, and some of the previous injuries in his body began to recover rapidly. The next day, the news that the Emperor Wu Hao mansion was surrounded by assassins spread. For a time, the capital was in an uproar. Since the establishment of the Great Zhou dynasty, no Jianghu assassin dared to assassinate the Emperor Wu Hao so blatantly. Is the Jianghu going to change? This is what some people think. In a private room of a tea house, Shangwen Jinhong and Wang Xiangxing from the Taishi mansion were sitting opposite each other. Shangwen manager, I wonder if there is anything I can help you with, Wang Xiangxing said. Manager Wang, I'm going to surround and kill Jin Fihong. The 12th prince will send out 2 Danshan transformation sea realm experts. I hope young Master Pang can send out a sea concentration spirit expert, Shangwen Jinhong said. We send out a sea concentration spirit expert? How much benefit can that bring us? Hearing Shangwen Jinhong's words, Wang Xiangxing frowned slightly. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 587, Reincarnation, There is Death but No Life, Song Reincarnation. 1/4 of the profit, Shangwen Jinhong said after thinking for a moment. But in his heart, he was thinking, no matter how much profit I promise now, can you get it? Su Chen is already on his way to the capital. Once he arrives in the capital, the power of the capital will inevitably increase, and he, Shangwen Jinhong, can show his identity. There is no need to use the identity of Shangwen He as a cover. At that time, he will be Shangwen Jinhong of Xianaya Pavilion. Will he care who it is? Hearing Shangwen Jinhong's words, Wang Xiangxing's face did not relax, and he was not satisfied with the 1/4 of the profit Shangwen Jinhong said. The sea concentrated strongman took action, but he was the enemy of Zhenwu Garden. 1/4 of the profit is a little less, Wang Xiangxing said in a deep voice. Manager Wang, I'm afraid I can't take out more. After all, there is more than just Peng Xiao. Recently, there is a news outside that King Longhu, Yan Shizhen killed the sea concentrated strongman for about 3 million taels. If it doesn't work, I'll see if I can find this person and ask him to take action, Shangwen Jinhong said. Although he could freely say how much benefit he would give, if he gave too much, the other party would become suspicious. Upon hearing this, Wang Xiangxing's face changed. Shangwen manager, why bother others with money for something we can solve? I will personally communicate with Mr. Pang about this matter and will definitely help you make it happen, Wang Xiangxing said hurriedly. 1/4 of the benefit was within their imagination. If Shangwen He really didn't cooperate with them and went to find a killer to solve Jin Fihong, they couldn't even get this 1/4. Then I'd like to trouble Manager Wang to reply as soon as possible. Jin Fihong's matter can't be delayed, Shangwen Jinhong said. Don't worry, Manager Shangwen. Wang Xiangxing stood up and bowed and left. Shangwen Jinhong stood up and looked at Wang Xiangxing leaving, with the cold light in his eyes. Have all the spies in the mansion been eliminated? Who is helping Jin Fihong now? Shangwen Jinhong said. At the back of the private room, Madame Yu came out. I have already controlled all the spies in the mansion. All the news must pass through my hands before it can be spread. The one who is helping Jin Fihong now is Go Silin, one of the 5 stewards. Go Silin was a maid who followed Jin Fihong back then, Madame Yu said. She is helping Jin Fihong, so let's kill her and see if Jin Fihong has anyone else to use, find her whereabouts, and then I will kill her myself, Shangwen Jinhong said coldly. Yes, Madame Yu accepted the order. Baixiang Pavilion, Madame Ningxiang, have you contacted her? What did you find? Nothing has been found yet, but I revealed my identity a little bit. She looked normal, and it seems that she should know my identity. I'm afraid she may have noticed something, Madame Yu said. Is that so? Don't contact the other party for the time being. After Jin Fihong dies, you will directly confront the other party on my behalf. Madame Ningxiang has been in contact with Jin Fihong for so many years, and she may have a certain friendship with Jin Fihong. She may mention something she noticed to Jin Fihong. Go and investigate Go Silin's whereabouts first, and get rid of her tonight, Shangwen Jinhong said. Capital, Baixiang Pavilion garden-like buildings. The houses in the garden are all made of bluestone, blending with the surrounding green bamboo forest, showing a simple and elegant style, plus some flowers dotted in the courtyard, so that many people in the capital like this place. In a wing room, Madame Ningxiang of Baixiang Pavilion stood in the room. Not far from her, Jin Fihong was sitting, drinking tea in his hand. Someone from your Jinqian gang is approaching me. Madame Ningxiang's voice was as gentle as a yellow warbler out of the valley. Her eyes were not focused on Jin Fihong, but looked at the dense bamboo forest outside the window. Someone came to contact you, It seems that he learned from Butler Yang that Butler Yang is in the hands of the other party and is not dead yet. Who is that person? Jin Fihong said calmly. Jin Fihong was able to become the leader of the Jinqian gang, and he was also a hero. He knew that someone was dealing with him now. But he hadn't found out who was dealing with him yet. Madam Yu, one of your former medicine slaves. Madam Ningxiang said. I didn't expect it would be her. It seems that our opponent is not simple. Jin Fihong frowned slightly. It's not simple, but you don't have to worry. I got the news from young Master Jin that the general manager of Xianwu Garden has arranged people to take action. I believe that the killer Yan Shizhen of the Qinglong Society will disappear soon. As for your Jinqian gang, how is your investigation going? Madam Ningxiang said in a deep voice. There are no clues, but it doesn't matter anymore. The other party contacted you because they should feel pressured by my recent actions. Next, after I have gathered all the power, they will take action. I just need to wait and tell young Master Jin that the Jinqian gang will get it done as soon as possible, Jin Fihong said. It's good that gang leader Jin has that confidence. When will the prophet be delivered this time? Madam Ningxiang turned around, slowly came to Jin Fihong's side, and helped Jin Fihong make a cup of tea again. I will arrange for someone to deliver it within 3 days. After Jin Fihong finished speaking, he stood up and walked out of the wing room. At this time, outside the city, in a dark forest, a dilapidated temple was surrounded by weeds and tall trees, which completely covered the dilapidated temple. If you don't look carefully, you won't find that there is a dilapidated temple here. In the dilapidated temple, Yan Shizhen was leaning against a pillar with a long sword in his arms. At the door of the dilapidated temple, stood a man wrapped in black. His eyes were exposed, and they were extremely gloomy. I didn't expect that there would be someone like me who chose such a dilapidated temple. The voice was hoarse and cold. Yan Shizhen looked calm, as if he didn't look at the other party, and continued to lean against the long sword. Interesting, hearing Yan Shizhen's words, the man wrapped in black showed a smile in his eyes. He walked straight into the dilapidated temple and sat down opposite Yan Shizhen. The man in black who sat down lit the bonfire in front of him, and crackling sounds came from the bonfire. I don't know what your name is, maybe we can cooperate? The man in black looked at Yan Shizhen and said. Choosing such a remote place meant that he didn't want others to see him. This kind of people must be the same as him. What's more, although the other party was leaning against the wooden pillar and his breath was restrained, he could clearly sense the murderous intent on his body. He believed that the other party could also sense the murderous intent on his body. Of course, this murderous intent was not directed at the other party, but a kind of murderous intent that naturally arose from killing so many people. Emperor Wu Hao, it's the 15th day of the full moon, Yan Shizhen said calmly. Song Lunhu of the Wheel of Reincarnation, I wonder if we can cooperate. The man introduced himself. Song Lunhu of the Wheel of Reincarnation, the leader of the killer organization ranked 3rd on the killer list of the Zhenfu division. Yan Shizhen of the Qinglong Society, Yan Shizhen said. I didn't expect that you are Yan Shizhen, who recently killed the manager of the Zhenwu Garden in the capital. I'm sorry, Song Lunhu's eyes showed a hint of surprise. Song Lunhu, who suddenly spoke, had his eyes lit up and looked outside the ruined temple. Another person is coming. Chapter 588 I have a sword that I have never used. After he finished speaking, he stood up and slowly walked towards the dark part of the temple. The moment he entered the dark part, he seemed to disappear. Yan Shizhen, who was leaning against the wooden pillar, showed a hint of surprise in his eyes. Boom. At this moment, the already broken wooden door of the dilapidated temple was smashed by a punch, and a violent figure rushed in from outside. The figure landed at the door of the dilapidated temple. The figure of the person who came was more than 2 meters tall, wearing a green robe, and was considered to be burly. His tiger-like eyes looked at Yan Shizhen, who was leaning against a pillar. Qinglong Hu Yan Shizhen, the sound rumbled, shaking the entire dilapidated temple as if it had collapsed. Dust fell from the roof. Yan Shizhen stood up and looked at the other party with sharp eyes. The other party was coming towards him. The person who came to find him was the one who wanted to kill him. Boom. At the moment when Yan Shizhen stood up, the person who came moved his feet, and his whole body shot towards Yan Shizhen, raised his fist, and punched out. There was no fluctuation of true energy on the fist, but it was extremely violent. Yan Shizhen's eyes condensed and the long sword in his hand slashed out. The sword energy condensed in the long sword, bursting out with brilliant sword intent, and collided with the opponent's fist. Bang! The sword energy was shattered by the opponent's fist, and a force passed through the long sword to shake Yan Shizen's body back a few steps. Haha, your sword energy can't even break my fist, you will be beaten to death by me today. Seeing this, the person who came laughed wildly. Yan Shizen, who retreated, had a blank expression on his face, as if he didn't care about the other party's words. Swish! With a move of his body, the whole person appeared in front of the other party, and the long sword in his hand stabbed out again. This sword was not only fast, but also more fierce. The direction of the stab was the opponent's heart. The person who made the move condensed his eyes, and felt the sharp sword energy from the long sword in Yan Shizen's hand, which made his skin slightly painful. He quickly raised his hand and punched at the long sword that Yan Shizen stabbed. But Yan Shizen's long sword was changing, and he didn't mean to collide with the opponent's fist. If it is just a simple fight of sword energy and fighting spirit, then what is the use of swordsmanship? The long sword turned and continued to stab at the opponent's heart. Seeing this, the person who made the move raised his hand to grab Yan Shizen's long sword. He wanted to grab Yan Shizen's long sword. But when he raised his hand to grab, Yan Shizen retracted the long sword in his hand, and his figure flashed again, appearing behind the opponent's back. The long sword wrapped in sword energy quickly rushed towards the opponent's back. Swish! The long sword stabbed the opponent's back and went towards the opponent's heart. Boom! At this moment, the opponent roared, and a violent energy appeared around his body. The body that was only 2 meters long suddenly expanded to 4 meters. The muscles of the flesh bulged, and even the back was covered with muscles, clamping the long sword that Yan Shizen stabbed into his skin. Yan Shizen's eyes condensed. The sword energy surged and exploded directly. He pulled back the long sword and turned his body to appear outside the ruined temple. Boom! After the opponent's body changed, he punched the ground. The entire temple collapsed, and the opponent stood in the temple intact, looking at Yan Shizen fiercely. Just now my flesh couldn't block your sword energy, now my flesh, let me see how you can pierce it. As he spoke, he raised his palm and slapped it toward Yan Shizen. Yan Shizen's eyes condensed, and the sword style of the long sword in his hand changed. Yan Shizen made a move and touched the opponent's palm. At the moment of contact, a condensed sword energy instantly shot out. Swish! Blood splattered, and the opponent's palm was pierced by Yan Shizen's sword. The opponent groaned, and instantly retracted his arm, staring at Yan Shizen with a sinister look, looking at him with disbelief. He didn't believe that the opponent's sword energy could penetrate his palm. A burst of energy filled his palm, and the pierced palm quickly recovered. Your sword energy is really sharp, which amazes me. It seems that I need to show my ability to deal with you. The person who made the move looked at Yan Shizen with a serious look on his face. The opponent's sword energy was sharp and extraordinary. It was difficult to kill him without using his real skills. Tiger roar and dragon roar. When he finished speaking, he roared. A terrifying tiger roar and dragon roar burst out. This is a sound wave technique. Through the energy of sound wave vibration, the opponent's mind is distracted. At the moment when the opponent lost his mind, he attacked and killed the opponent. When the roar broke out, a huge blood and ki power appeared on this person's body. The blood and ki flowed around his body, forming a stream of hot air. The flesh and blood cooperated extremely well, and a terrifying power burst out. Along with the appearance of this power, the roar that broke out formed ripples visible to the naked eye, and finally formed tiger shadows and dragon shadows, attacking Yan Shizen. Yan Shizen's eyes condensed. The aura around him surged, and the divine power concentrated in the sea burst out instantly, and a huge sword intent burst out from him. The sword intent was extremely terrifying, slashing the sky and destroying the earth. Boom! The sword was slashed out, and the tiger shadow and dragon shadow that rushed out were instantly slashed. But the opponent's attack was not based on this move. When Yan Shizen's sword came out, the opponent moved, his body shot out, and a punch went towards Yan Shizen's chest. The fist was filled with blood and ki, like a red flame. After Yan Shizen slashed out with a sword, his figure retreated violently, and the long sword in his hand did not hesitate. Sword 14. The domineering sword energy instantly burst out and collided with the opponent's fist. Boom! A huge explosion sounded from the fist and the long sword, forming a violent air wave that swept around. The wall of the broken temple that had not collapsed before collapsed instantly under this energy. The two people's figures also retreated several steps instantly. What a terrifying sword energy! The person who made the move had messy hair and a little messy blood and ki on his body. He looked at Yan Shizen with a serious look. The sword that the opponent just burst out was more fierce and domineering than the previous sword. There was a sense of sword energy running wild. I have a sword. I have never used it. You are worthy of my use. Yan Shizhen retreated, and his ki was also rolling. The opponent's fist was domineering and fierce. The collision just now was equivalent to a two-way defeat. He decided to use the 15th sword. Here in Yan Shizhen's words, the man who made the move had a condensed look. He knew Yan Shizhen's horror when he fought with him. Now the opponent actually said that he had another sword. This sword has never been used. There is no need to think about the absolute horror of this sword. Damn, I was fooled by Qin Zhuoyuan. This Yan Shizhen is definitely a top-notch concentrated strong man, and his sword intent is terrifying and sharp. The man who made the move cursed in his heart. With a heavy heart, he looked at Yan Shizhen with vigilance. At this moment, Yan Shizhen raised his sword. The moment he raised the sword, Yan Shizhen's eyes became cold and empty, and a terrible aura appeared on his body. Then a terrifying sword intent appeared behind him. The void became darker at this moment, and rolling black fog appeared around the sword intent. At this moment, the surrounding world was rendered like the end of the world. Song Lunhu, who was hiding in the dark, looked at the sword, his face turned pale, and his eyes looked at the man who made the move. Chapter 589, Sneak Attack, Judge of Life and Death tearing flesh and blood. The exposed eyes turned. This sword of Yan Shizhen is extremely terrifying. If he uses this sword, I'm afraid Yan Shizhen will be injured. In this battle in the capital, I can't make any profit alone. I need to cooperate with Yan Shizhen. Only in this way can the strong cooperate, Song Lunhu thought to himself. He stretched out his palm. On his right hand, there was a pair of metal gloves, revealing the finger parts, emitting cold light, and extremely sharp. Boom! The body rushed out instantly. The palm clawed towards the opponent's back. The speed was so fast. The man in green was concentrating on receiving Yan Shizhen's sword, but he didn't expect that someone was hiding around and attacked him. His back was grabbed by the opponent's palm, and a huge energy burst out from the opponent's palm. Ah! The man in green let out a low roar. Song Lunhu's palm tore the opponent's muscles, and then clenched it tightly and punched the opponent behind. The terrifying energy rushed into the opponent's body. Boom! The green-clothed man was hit by the ki force, blood spurted out of his mouth, and his body was blown away dozens of meters on the spot like a thrown brick, and his body hit a huge tree not far away. Crack! The huge tree collapsed. Yan Shizhen, who was gathering his momentum, changed his eyes and retracted his sword intent in an instant. The injured green-clothed man was not worthy of him using that sword. And if he used that sword, he would be injured. He would not use it if he could avoid it. Who is it? The green-clothed man who was attacked by Song Lunhu roared and stood up. A huge blood hole appeared on his back. He looked at Song Lunhu wrapped in black clothes with bloodshot eyes. The judge of life and death, the way of samsara, Song Lunhu. The burly man saw the gloves covered with cold light on Song Lunhu's hands and roared angrily. Who are you? I don't know when such a terrifying physical warrior appeared in the martial arts world. If your mind had not been on Yan Shizhen just now, my claw would not have been able to break your flesh and blood, but this blow has broken your body. Today, this is where you are buried. I will remember your name in the future, Song Lunhu said coldly. While speaking, a strong bloody aura appeared on his body, and the aura in his palm surged, and he directly blasted towards the other party. Seeing this, the green-clothed man showed a fierce look on his face, stepped on the ground, and attacked Song Lunhu. The blood in his palm was full of blood. Even if he was injured, his blood was still strong. Bang! The two figures collided with each other, and the two figures retreated violently at the same time, but the green-clothed man took a few more steps backward. His body was broken, bleeding, and he was injured. Even if he had strong blood. At this time, he couldn't collide with the other party head-on, and the retreating figure didn't hesitate at all, and went towards the dense forest in the distance. Escape from here. If he doesn't escape, he will die here. However, Yan Shizhen will not let him go. He flashed and appeared in front of him. He quickly slashed at the opponent with a long sword in his hand. How could he leave after coming here? He knew Yan Shizhen's sword energy. He was shocked and quickly came back to his senses. He slapped his palm to block Yan Shizhen's sword and moved to another place to leave from another place. But the moment his palm collided with Yan Shizhen's long sword, Yan Shizhen's sword light changed from slashing to stabbing, and the speed was extremely fast. Seeing this, The man in green retreated rapidly and tried to move his body to avoid the sword. But no matter how he changed, Yan Shizin's sword still appeared at his heart. Swish! The previously broken body could not stop Yan Shizin's sword. The long sword pierced into the heart vein, and blood spurted out. The man in green showed a cruel look on his face. He had no chance of survival. He wanted to take someone with him. He poured all his blood and energy into his palm and went toward Yan Shizun. Bang! At this moment, a palm landed on his head. The metallic luster fell, scratching 5 blood holes in his head, and the blood and ki condensed in the palm of the green-clothed man all dissipated at once. Yan Shizun turned his long sword, and the sword energy burst out and shattered the opponent's heart. The green-clothed man had a breath left, but before he finished speaking, his body fell to the ground. Looking at the body lying on the ground, a white bottle appeared in Song Lunhu's hand, and a stream of white powder fell on the other party's body. Then a pungent smoke came out of the green-clothed man's body, and the flesh and blood quickly turned into a pool of thick water, but some bones were difficult to melt. Song Lunhu's eyes condensed and he stepped forward to check. The bones were reddish-brown, and there was a feeling of developing in the direction of metal. I didn't expect his bones to be trained to this level. No wonder the body is so terrifying, but I haven't heard of this person. This world is really getting more and more interesting. Song Lunhu poured out some white powder again, and this time the remaining bones all turned into pus. Brother Yan, we can't stay here for long. Let's leave now, Song Lunhu said. Yan Shizun nodded. The two disappeared into the dense forest. Not long after they left, a black figure appeared in the area. Looking at the traces of fighting around, he carefully investigated and finally came to the thick water. He frowned slightly and turned around and left quickly. In the evening, in a room in Zhenwu Garden, a man in black was kneeling in front of Qin Juyan, who was wearing brocade clothes. It was the man in black who appeared in the place where Yan Shizun and his team fought later. 2 people, not 1 person. Could it be that other masters of the Qinglong Society have arrived? Qin Juyan looked very bad. From the traces of fighting and the place where blood fell, I can see that the other person should have attacked by surprise, and then joined forces with Yan Shizun to kill number 3, the man in black replied. Qinglong Society, I thought you were too simple. I didn't expect that number 3, who had such a strong body, would die just like that. It's such a pity. Qin Juyan sighed. General Manager, do we need to continue to find Yan Shizun? The man in black continued. There are masters around him. We won't investigate for now. When they enter the city, they will show up. Then we will find a chance to surround and kill him. Has the investigation of the young master been successful? Qin Juyan said softly. Now that Marcus Dewu is not leaving the Marcus mansion, it is a bit difficult to investigate. However, the military has once again ordered Marcus Dewu to leave the capital and go to the South China Sea within 10 days, the man in black said. Within 10 days? What does the military mean by this? Will they not protect Marcus Dewu? Qin Juyan frowned slightly. Continue to assist the young master in the investigation. In this matter, it is not easy for the younger generation to take action, even Marcus Dewu, but the safety of the young master must be taken care of, Qin Juyan ordered. I understand. After speaking, the man in black bowed and left the room. On the other side, Wang Xiangxing showed up at Shengwen Jinhong's residence without any hesitation. Mr. Peng has agreed to send a master of the sea concentration realm to assist the 12th prince in killing Jin Fihong. You decide the plan, Wang Xiangxing said as he sat in front of Shengwen Jinhong. You showed up at my residence like this. Jin Fihong will definitely be suspicious of me and will send someone to check on me tonight. If he sends someone to check on me, that's when he'll take action. Tonight is the opportunity, Shangwen Jinhong said. Chapter 590. After tonight, take charge of the money gang. Tonight, Wang Xiangxing looked at the sky outside. Time is a bit urgent, but it should be okay. I will go back and report to young Master Peng, and then bring people here. You also notify the 12th prince to send someone here. We will not take action unless the 12th prince's people come, Wang Xiangxing said and turned to leave. Send the news that Wang Xiangxing is here, and tell Murong Fu about tonight's action. He knows what to do. Shangwen Jinhong stood up and said to Madame Yu, who was hiding behind the hall. He came to the threshold with his hands behind his back, looking at the sky where the sunset had already appeared, with a fierce look on his face. After tonight, he, Shangwen Jinhong, will take charge of the money gang. There is a blood pool in the spacious secret room of the money gang. The blood pool is rectangular, about 2 meters long. At this moment, the blood pool is filled with dark red blood, and the whole secret room is filled with a strong bloody smell. The medicine slaves that were cultivated before have been absorbed by him. So he used the blood of warriors and mixed some medicine to make this blood pool. The whole blood pool was filled with blood and was extremely terrifying. The reason why Jin Fihong did this was that he watched the battle between Emperor Wu Hao and another person. Although he also stepped into the sea to concentrate, if he took Emperor Wu Hao's punch, he would be seriously injured if he didn't die. Now that the capital has changed and someone is targeting him, he must increase his strength. Jin Fihong took off his shirt and walked into the blood pool. The moment he walked into the blood pool, the blood in the blood pool began to boil, and the huge blood power unconsciously poured into his body. He started to absorb the blood power entering his body by running, Zhuangji Zhen Mogong. As Zhuangji Zhen Mogong was running, the blood in the blood pool began to boil, and it became more and more intense. The rolling blood evil energy appeared above the blood pool, filling the entire secret room. Jin Fihong in the blood pool didn't pay any attention to the blood evil energy that appeared. He closed his eyes and ran his body to absorb the blood energy. Bang bang bang. As the energy continued to flow in, Jin Fihong's heart began to beat violently. This beating became more and more rapid. As it beat rapidly, the aura around him began to increase. Creak. At this time, the stone door of the secret room was opened. A slender figure walked in from outside, and the strong evil spirit swept towards the other party. The face of the person who appeared turned pale. The strong blood evil spirit will affect the mind of the person. The weak strength will be weak to resist the strong blood evil spirit. The one who came in was Go Silin, one of the 5 managers. Although her own strength has reached the 8 difficulties of heaven and man, the blood evil spirit is too strong, which shocked her mind for a while. As if sensing the appearance of Go Silin, Jin Fihong in the blood pool opened his eyes. The blood evil spirit in the secret room quickly went into his body. Why are you in such a hurry to come here? Is there something wrong? Jin Fihong said. Boss, Wang Xiangxing from the Grand Tutor's mansion appeared in Sheng Wenhe's mansion. He stayed for a short time and left in a hurry. Something must have happened, Go Silin reported. Wang Xiangxing, Sheng Wenhe. I didn't take action against Chu Xiantang because of Grand Tutor Pang's face. They still want to deal with me. You go to see Sheng Wenhe and ask him to tell you what Wang Xiangxing wants to do with him. If he doesn't say it, then get rid of him, Jin Fihong said coldly. I understand, Go Silin accepted the order. Don't leave yet. Is the cash I asked you to prepare ready? It's ready and can be sent out at any time, Go Silin replied. 3 days later, send it to Beixiang Pavilion through the secret passage and give it to Madame Ningxiang. You can go out, Jin Fihong said. Go Silin bowed and left the secret room. On the other side, in the mansion of the 12th prince. Are you saying that Shengwen Jinhong wants to take action against Jin Fihong tonight? The 12th Prince Liu He looked at Muring Fu and said. He just sent someone to tell me that Mr. Pang has arranged for Wang Xiangxing to lead the Heizhong Ningxian, and Shengwen He asked us to send out some people to attack together. Your Highness, I have contacted Shengwen He. This person is very ambitious and may be difficult to control in a later stage. Earlier, Yan Shizhen of the Qinglong Society appeared in the capital. I suspect that he was invited by Shengwen He, Murin Fu said. There are some things that he must say in advance. After Shengwen Jinhong occupied the Jiqian gang, the master will come and will definitely announce his identity. At that time, the 12th prince may not get a single profit from it. He is in contact with Shengwen He. Then he will become a suspect. He has just entered the Northern Pacification Division and needs the help of the 12th prince, so he must not let the 12th prince suspect him. Isn't it good to have ambition? Without ambition, who can accomplish anything? The 12th prince said. Master, I'm ready. Brothers of the Peng family, come out and go to Shengwen He's mansion with the Murin Fu. As the 12th prince finished speaking, 2 figures walked out from the dark. The 2 men looked similar, both wearing gray tights, and they didn't look like any masters. But Murin Fu's mind was focused. He didn't sense the 2 men in the room at all, but now his strength is about to reach the 9th level of heaven and man. Thinking of this, he couldn't help but sigh. Bai Tianyu and Shengwen Jinhong have both reached the 9th level of heaven and man. I still need to speed up my cultivation progress and try to reach the 9th level of heaven and man before entering the Northern Pacification Division, Murin Fu said in his heart. Your actions should follow Murin Fu's arrangements. Go, the 12th prince ordered. Yes, the 3 bowed and left. After the 2 left, Hong Luo on the side said, Your Highness, Murin Fu's reminder makes sense. We should still be on guard against Shang Wenhe. If Shang Wenhe still needs me, he will naturally give me my benefits. If he doesn't need me, it means he has a foundation. Just treat it as making a friend, the 12th prince said in a very calm tone. Hearing the words of the 12th prince, Hong Luo's eyes were slightly startled, but she was very surprised. When will your pavilion master come out of seclusion? He said he would come out of seclusion to see me last time, but there has been no movement. I don't want to wait too long. In addition to your shadow sect, I can choose other forces. After saying that, the 12th prince slowly walked out of the room. Hong Luo, who was left behind, felt depressed. She knew that the 12th prince had opinions about their shadow sect, but the pavilion master was not on the capital now, so she couldn't arrange a meeting. It's better to inform the pavilion master of this news as soon as possible and see how the pavilion master responds. Then Hong Luo followed him out of the room. Here Shangwen Jinhong's mansion. Gao Silin led 4 people into the mansion. In the hall, Shangwen Jinhong stepped forward to greet, Go Shishi, how come you have time to come to my mansion? Shangwen He, I came here on the orders of the gang leader. Wang Xiangxing came to your mansion today. Tell me what you talked about in detail. Gao Silin looked at Shangwen Jinhong with sharp eyes. Gao Silin didn't care about Shangwen Jinhong. A person who got the position of manager by giving money to Yang Guangjia must be extremely powerful. She didn't need to be polite at all. If Shangwen He didn't say anything, she didn't need him to say anything, she would just kill him directly. This way, the people in the gang could see the consequences of colluding with foreign enemies. Even if they were managers, they would be killed. Chapter 591, Breaking into the Money Gang and Encircling and Killing Jin Fihong. Seeing this, Shangwen Jinhong's eyes turned cold. Go Silin, don't threaten me with a leader. Manager Wang came here just to cooperate with me on something. It doesn't matter if you tell me about this. The cooperation is to kill Jin Fihong. At this moment, Shangwen Jinhong no longer has to worry, because Gao Silin can't leave his Shangwen mansion. Hearing Shangwen Jinhong's words, Gao Silin was stunned at first, but then her face changed drastically. Shangwen He, you are looking for death. I will take off your head on behalf of the leader today. While Gao Silin was speaking, her palms turned into claws, and she wanted to take off Shangwen Jinhong's head in one go. But when she moved, Shangwen Jinhong had already moved. The distance between the two was not far. The golden ring in Shangwen Jinhong's hand turned into golden light and rushed out instantly. Before Gao Silin's palm reached his head, the golden ring had already rushed to the other's throat. Gao Silin's heart suddenly chilled, and she wanted to grab the golden ring with her hand. But the golden ring was fast and hid her throat. 2 consecutive collisions shattered her throat. Your strength, Gao Silin looked at Shangwen Jinhong, and she couldn't believe that she was not as fast as him. And the power of the golden ring was very strong. Gao Silin fell to the ground with a plop. The 4 people who followed her changed their expressions when they saw this, and 3 of them turned and ran away. However, the 3 who ran away turned around and took 2 steps before they fell to the ground with a plop. White foam appeared at the corners of their mouths, and they were dead in an instant. Madam, you had already arranged poison in this courtyard. Shangwen manager, don't kill me. I know the whereabouts of a sum of cash. The person who did not run away immediately said loudly. Hearing this person's words, Shangwen Jinhong became interested. Take him down. I want to know the whereabouts of that sum of cash. Shangwen Jinhong looked at Madame Yu, who came in and said. After speaking, he stepped out and headed towards the direction of the hall of the mansion. At this moment, the lights in the hall began to brighten. 5 figures were sitting in the hall. Seeing Shangwen Jinhong coming, Wang Xiangxing said, Shangwen, now that we have dealt with the people, we should leave. Let's go. Shangwen Jinhong nodded. Then the 6 people left the mansion. The money gang seemed a little quiet at the moment, and only the sound of insects could be heard. 6 figures appeared in the backyard of the money gang, and they went towards the direction of the secret room where Jin Fihong was in seclusion. Under the night, these people avoided the money gang guards and soon appeared in the place where Jin Fihong was in seclusion. Who dares to trespass into the important place of my money gang? At this time, several money gang disciples walked out of the darkness around the secret room. The leader looked at the 6 people who appeared and said sternly. They were some elite disciples of the money gang, responsible for the daily patrols to protect Jin Fihong's secret room. After speaking, it seemed that Shangwen Jinhong was recognized. Shangwen manager, what do you mean by bringing people here without the gang leader's call? Sometimes, you don't need to ask so many questions. If you know too much, you will die faster. Shangwen Jinhong, while speaking, flashed and appeared in front of the leader, slapping him on the chest. The leader was blasted by the palm and flew backwards, hitting the rockery not far away. After spitting out a mouthful of blood, he was no longer alive. As for the other people, a sword flashed in the darkness, and the heads of several people fell to the ground in an instant. Jin Wuming came secretly to attack. No wonder Shangwen is ambitious. It turns out that he has arranged so many things. Wang Xiangxing recognized Jing Wuming, the new manager of the Jinqian gang, Jing Yi, who had killed Chu Xianba's wife before. Boom! After killing these people, Shangwen Jinhong appeared on the stone door of the secret room. The energy in his hand surged, tearing the air and slapping the stone door fiercely. Bang! The stone door exploded, but then a terrifying energy burst out from the secret room. Shangwen Jinhong quickly retreated, looking at the stone gate with a serious look. At the stone gate, Jin Fihong walked out, with murderous intent in his eyes. He looked at the 6 people standing in front of him with a sharp look. After Jing Wuming made his move, he hid his figure again. Shangwen He, the Peng brothers, Wang Xiangxing, Duan Mufen, Jin Fihong could tell the identities of the 4 people at a glance. As for Murenfu, he didn't know him, so he didn't call out his name. His last look stayed on Duan Mufen, and a trace of fear appeared in his eyes. Because he knew that Duan Mufen was a guest official in the Sea of Concentration in the residence of Grand Tutor Pang. 12th Prince, Grand Tutor Pang, Shangwen He, you are really ambitious. I underestimated you for being able to cooperate with these 2 parties. Jin Fihong then set his eyes on Shangwen Jinhong. He didn't care about Shangwen Jinhong before. Well, your strength is also in the 9 difficulties of heaven and man, and your concealment skills are good. You can even hide it from me, Jin Fihong. Today is your death day. From now on, the Jinqian gang belongs to me. Shangwen He, Shangwen Jinhong stepped forward and said coldly. A domineering aura of a hero also rose from his body. So confident, then let me see your strength. Boom. As soon as the voice fell, Jin Fihong stomped on the ground fiercely, and the ground exploded instantly. His figure quickly moved towards Shangwen Jinhong, with his palm raised. He wanted to get rid of Shangwen Jinhong, the traitor, with one palm. But he moved, and Duan Mufang behind Shangwen Jinhong also immediately took action, slapped his palm, and collided with Jin Fihong's palm. Bang! The air wave swept across. The huge force directly exploded into airflow. Zhuangji Zhenmo blood-killing hand. After the attack was blocked, Jin Fihong roared, and his ki and blood surged at the same time. The terrifying ki wave shook out an invisible ripple, spreading in all directions. His palm became wider, and a strong blood color appeared. His eyes became more fierce. The wide palm slapped again. At this time, Duan Mufang did not hesitate. His ki burst out and a terrifying divine power was activated. He used all his strength as soon as he attacked. This matter cannot be delayed for too long. Otherwise, Zhen Wen will know and send people to come. When Duan Mufang unfolded his divine power, the Peng brothers beside Murenfu also attacked instantly. Exploding divine fist, boom. The two had the same moves. A powerful wave of power burst out from his fist, like a bomb, and went towards Jin Fihong. Seeing this, Jin Fihong's face condensed, and his ki and blood began to burn, and a bloody force appeared on his body. His palm first fought with Duan Mufang. The ki power of both sides was not much different, and both of them retreated several steps. But at this moment, the ki power of the Peng brothers' fists fell on his body. Bang! The fist fell, accompanied by a dull sound, and Jin Fihong's body was shaken and flew backwards, hitting the rockery-like secret room behind him. Boom! The ki power exploded, and the secret room behind him was shattered. The body rushed out instantly. A trace of blood flowed from the corner of his mouth, but there was not much loss of ki and blood on his body. He looked at the few people who made a move, and turned around to escape. But the few people who made a move would not give him a chance to escape. Especially Duan Mufang, who appeared in front of him like a ghost, slapped his palms, and the powerful ki power enveloped the opponent without giving him a chance to escape. The Peng brothers punched and cooperated with Duan Mufang to make a move. Bang! 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 There were huge and dense explosions, and several figures fought crazily at an extremely fast speed. The airflow around him kept exploding, and the violent sound of the air explosion was like a continuous thunder. In this intensive fight, Jin Fihong was always in a defensive state. This is not a solution. I must find a way to leave. Jin Fihong resisted the attacks of several people and thought to himself. Chapter 592, The Peerless Person Yao Yulian Xing. On the other side, Shangwen Jinhong's eyes were fixed on the battle, and his body slowly moved towards the battlefield. Suddenly, he saw a gap, and his body instantly shot out and punched out, landing on Jin Fihong's back. Jin Fihong, who had been resisting the attacks of the three people, was hit on the back by Shangwen Jinhong's punch, and his body tilted to the side. Swish! At this moment, a sinister sword light rushed out and cut off one of Jin Fihong's arms with one sword. Ah! Jin Fihong let out a scream, and the energy in his body surged, directly knocking Jing Wuming, who had made the move, flying out. Jing Wuming's whole body was like a broken kite, hitting the stone pillar in the corridor, spurting blood from his mouth, his face pale. He struggled to take out a bottle of elixir from his arms and swallowed it. At this time, a disciple of the Jiqian gang who was attracted by the fight here saw the seriously injured Jing Wuming and came towards him. Jing Wuming raised his hand and grabbed, and a suction force caught the other party in his hand. The blood in the body of the Jiqian gang disciple was instantly absorbed, and Jing Wuming's pale face turned ruddy. His injuries recovered a little. He glanced at Jin Fihong's head and turned away without any hesitation. Jing Wuming can absorb blood to recover from his injuries, but there are sequelae, and he will suffer greater pain after a while. It's no use staying here. Seeing this, the other people didn't hesitate to do their best to deal with Jin Fihong, whose arm was cut off. Under the siege of several people, Jin Fihong's head was blasted off, and his body fell to the ground unwillingly. He didn't expect that he would die like this. Shangwen He, I'll leave the rest to you, will leave first. At this time, Wang Xiangxing, who had not taken action, spoke. As soon as he finished speaking, he led his people to quickly leave the Jiqian gang. We'll leave too, and let Shangwen gang leader deal with this. Murin Fu also left quickly with his people. Jin Fihong is dead, their mission has been completed, and it will depend on Shangwen Jinhong himself next. He believes in Shangwen Jinhong's arrangement. At this time, figures rushed in from outside the money gang, led by Madame Yu. As she attacked, disciples of the money gang kept falling down. Some of them wanted to resist, but the golden ring in Shangwen Jinhong's hand flew out instantly, shattering their throats. Wang Xiangxing had already left, so his golden ring could be used now. Take over the money gang completely. Announce to the public that I am the leader of the money gang, Shangwen Jinhong said. What about Lu Zan? His strength is extraordinary, Madame Yu said. The 5 managers now only have Qin Gang and Lu Zan. Qin Gang is the weakest, and Shangwen Jinhong had subdued him before. As for Lu Zan, he has been quiet recently. You took over the power of Luo Yiheng and Gao Silin overnight. These powers are gathered in your hands. Lu Zan alone can't cause much trouble. If he doesn't surrender, kill him, Shangwen Jinhong said coldly. Now he can exert the power of the dragon and phoenix golden ring with all his strength, and fight with ordinary Danshan Huahe strongmen. Lu Zan's strength is as difficult as Gao Silin, and it is easy to kill him. At this time, Su Chen, who is on his way to Jiangnan, was practicing in an inn late at night. Shangwen Jinhong defeated the Jiqian gang and got 1 orange lottery card. Shangwen Jinhong defeated the Jiqian gang. It seems that Jin Fihong is dead, Su Chen thought to himself. Then he looked at his lottery card. Now he has 4 orange lottery cards and 2 blue lottery cards. First, draw the 4 orange lottery cards, Su Chen thought to himself. Get 1 Shangwen Jinhong 20-year Shinran Realm Key Cultivation card, get the character Yaoyu, get the character Liangxing, and get Murin Fu Shinran Realm 30-year Key Cultivation card. Su Chen's eyes showed excitement. This lottery can be said to be very good. Shangwen Jinhong and Murin Fu's cultivation has been improved. In 20 years, 30 years, I believe that the strength of the two will be able to step into the Danshan Huahe realm. As for Yaoyu Liangxing, Su Chen did not expect that there would be 2 such peerless characters. The only female characters who appeared before were Liu Shangpiaoxo and Rui Hao, but now 2 female characters appear at once. Yaoyu and Liangxing are very famous. They are both characters in the Twins of the Red Lotus. Yaoyu is the Grand Palace Master of Yihu Palace. She has an extremely beautiful face and a pair of bright eyes. She has an extraordinary temperament, peerless elegance, indifferent and cruel temperament, and cold and noble temperament. Some people call Yaoyu the #1 beauty in the world. As for Liangxing, she is Yaoyu's younger sister. Her stunning appearance and noble temperament are not inferior to Yaoyu. She is also a peerless beauty with peerless elegance, but she is a little tragic. The two sisters both admire Jiang Feng, which leads to loneliness in their lives. I hope I don't draw Jiang Feng. Su Chen thought to himself. There are so many beauties in the world, Su Chen must take one of them. While thinking about it, he began to check the strength of the two. Yaoyu's strength is to concentrate her mind in the sea, and she has broken at the end. As for Liangxing, her strength is to transform her Dajin into the sea, which is close to concentrating her mind in the sea. This is reasonable. Yaoyu's Mingyu Gong has been cultivated to the 9th level, and Liangxing has the 8th level. Shangwen Jinhong has taken down the Jiqian Gang, so the South Pavilion of Xianaya Pavilion should come out. Yaoyu and Liangxing will go to the capital first. Yaoyu can be the deputy pavilion master of the South Pavilion, and Liangxing will be Yaoyu's deputy. After all, the two sisters are rarely separated, so there is no need to give Liangxing the position of deputy pavilion master. Su Chen arranged this in his mind, and then summoned two people, and told them some of the situations in this world. The next morning, the two went to the capital ahead of Su Chen. As for Su Chen and his friends, they continued to rush towards Jinling City. 3 days later, Su Chen, Zhao Xiaodi and Zhuang Zuanji appeared on a cruise ship in Jinling City. Standing on the top floor of the cruise ship, looking at the beautiful scenery of Jinling Lake. Have you found the whereabouts of your master? If there is still no news, I may have to go to the Imperial City first. Su Chen looked at Zhao Xiaodi and said. She has contacted me to meet tomorrow, and Master Su can take action tomorrow, Zhao Xiaodi said. Okay, Zuanji, do you have any clues about Huliayu? Where is that batch of silver now? Su Chen then asked Zhuang Zuanji on the side. Huliayu did not contact us. That batch of silver is circulated in the black market and has entered the bank controlled by the underground black market force, Ghost Tomb. This, Ghost Tomb, has a long history of underground power in the black market of Jinling. It is rumored that it is related to the 4 great families in Jiangnan. Of course, this is just a rumor and has never been confirmed. Moreover, based on the usual style of the Ghost Tomb, this batch of silver should have been dispersed, Zhuang Zuanji said. Send a message to Huliayu and ask her to come to me within a day. If she doesn't show up, General Guan will have something against her. When Huliayu was in the Lingjiang area, she was subdued by Guan Yushin and became Guan Yushin's subordinate. Chapter 593, Palace of Bliss, Jade Bone Demon Lady, Qinglong Society, 7 Dragon Leaders Wei Zhuang. Yunhei Academy. This is one of the 4 academies in Jinling City. Inside the academy, scholars come and go, which is a little different from what everyone thinks of an academy. The scholars here all practice martial arts and have a good foundation. Dajo is a world of martial arts, and those who practice literature also need to know martial arts, so that they can obtain higher official positions. Behind the academy is where the instructors live. In a simple room. In the room, there are antique furniture, and in the center stands a woman in a green robe. The woman stands there, but she exudes a charm that only mature women have. In addition, she has a slender figure and exquisite curves, outlining all kinds of charm. This woman in green is Zhao Xiaodi's master, the Jade Bone Demon Girl of the Paradise Palace. No one would have thought that the Jade Bone Demon Girl of the Paradise Palace would actually be an instructor of Yunhei Academy. In front of her stood a middle-aged woman with a bit of charm. The woman's eyes were restrained, and she looked like a master. What's the matter with Zha girl looking for me so anxiously? Jade Bone Fairy asked. She was in a good mood recently. The heavenly thought stone that Zhao Xiaodi exchanged with the Evil Alliance was very useful to her. She could vaguely feel that the time for her to gather her divine power was coming soon. Daughter, she said she went to see Su Chen, the young leader of the Green Dragon Society, and then separated from me. Now that she is back, she should have contacted the Green Dragon Society, the woman said. Yan Shizhen of the Green Dragon Society killed Shi Hanzhao of the Zhenwu Garden in the capital, and his name spread to the capital. If we can get in touch with the Green Dragon Society, it would be great. Tell Xiaodi to meet me at the branch in the evening, Jade Bone Fairy said. Yes, the woman bowed and left the room. After the woman left the room, the green-robed woman tidied her robes and walked out of the room. Some students she met along the way greeted her enthusiastically. After leaving the academy, after a while, Jade Bone Fairy appeared outside a manor in the city. But she had changed her green clothes into black clothes, and she was wearing a veil on her face, and she stepped into the manor. Inside the manor, a group of guards bowed to see the Jade Bone Fairy. The Jade Bone Fairy went straight to the courtyard hall. Outside the hall, there was a man with a face full of flesh, directing some people in black to move boxes of things. When he saw the Jade Bone Fairy, he immediately stepped forward and waved his hand to let the people moving things leave. "Hello, sir," the fat man stepped forward and bowed. "How is the goods this time?" The Jade Bone Fairy looked at the boxes in front of her. "These are the bliss powders that have just been refined. They will be delivered to the buyers immediately. Sir, our goods this month are twice as much as last month. The goal set by the sir before can be completed by the end of this month," the fat man said immediately. "Okay, keep all the cash and send it out at the end of the month. You guys continue. I'm in the secret room in the backyard. When Zhao Xiaodi comes, ask her to find me in the secret room." After saying that, he headed towards the backyard. The fat man continued to recruit people to move the boxes. Another place, Jinling Lake. On a cruise ship in the lake. "Master Su. The meeting place is at the branch of the Paradise Palace. This is the address of our branch. I don't know who will take action tonight. I hope there will be no survivors in this branch." Zhao Xiaodi came to Su Chen and handed him a note. Su Chen took the note and said, "It's just a branch, not the headquarters." "Didn't you say that your headquarters of the Paradise Palace is in Jinling City?" "The headquarters of the Paradise Palace does exist, and it is definitely in Jinling City. It's just very mysterious. I don't know, but my master should know," Zhao Xiaodi said in a deep voice. "Even you don't know, it seems there is something. As for your master, I have arranged people. Now that we have the address, there will be no survivors in this place at night," Su Chen said. "Spread this address." Su Chen handed the address to Yuan Suan. The strength of the Jade Bone Demon Girl. Zhao Xiaodi has already told Su Chen that her strength has not yet stepped into the sea to concentrate. However, she is using the Shianian stone she got from the Evil Alliance recently. She wants to use the Shianian stone to gather her divine power and step into the sea to concentrate. So the one who took action was Wei Zhuang, who had already arrived in the Jiangnan area. Yuan Suan saluted and left quickly. "Didn't Senior Yi and Senior Zeman take action?" Zhao Xiaodi looked at Yuan Suan who was leaving and asked in confusion. "This is Jiangnan, where the 7 dragon heads of the Qinglong Club are stationed. Of course, your master will be arranged and resolved by him," Su Chen said. Hearing this, Zhao Xiaodi's expression moved, and even Zhuang Zuanji's expression beside her moved slightly. They didn't expect that the 7 dragon heads of the Qinglong Club would actually be in Jiangnan. Could it be Fu Hongsu who appeared earlier? But Fu Hongsu is the 4th dragon leader. Who could it be? Zhao Xiaodi thought to herself. "No one has seen him," Su Chen said, and then stopped talking. Jade Bone Fairy is attacking the sea concentration, which can be said to be a strong man in the Danshan transformation sea realm. Wei Zhuang's strength is also close to the sea concentration. Wei Zhuang doesn't seem to have any advantage in realm, but Wei Zhuang is a killer, and he believes that Wei Zhuang can get rid of Jade Bone Fairy. Seeing Su Chen, he didn't say anything more. Zhao Xiaodi was also very tactful and didn't ask any more questions. Late at night, the Jili Palace branch was a little quiet. A man with a face full of flesh was sitting in the hall, eating meat and drinking wine. He was waiting for Zhao Xiaodi to come. Suddenly, a weak whirlwind appeared. Zhao Xiaodi appeared at the door of the hall. The man with flesh saw Zhao Xiaodi and put down the big piece of meat in his hand. "Daughter Xiaodi, you are a little late. The master has been waiting for you for a long time." The chubby man glanced at Zhao Xiaodi, his eyes unscrupulously looking at Zhao Xiaodi. "Where is the master?" Zhao Xiaodi's eyes were filled with disgust. "The master is in the secret room. You can see the master when you go to the secret room," the chubby man said. While he was speaking, his nostrils suddenly moved, as if he smelled something. "Blood smell, there are enemies." The chubby man's face changed, and a trace of coldness appeared in his eyes. He stood up. He appeared at the door with a big step. "You go to see the master first. I will go to see who dares to come here." Just as he finished speaking, Zhao Xiaodi, who was standing at the door, suddenly made a move and slapped the chubby man's danchin with a palm. Bang! The chubby man didn't expect Zhao Xiaodi to attack him at all, and his body was directly shaken away by this palm. The Denshin was hit by the key force, and he immediately spit out a mouthful of blood, and his back was severely injured. Zhao Xiaodi flashed in front of the other party, grabbed the other party's throat with her slender palm, and suddenly exerted force. Crack! Without giving the other party any chance to speak, she directly broke the other party's throat. The move was decisive and ruthless. Her eyes looked towards the backyard. Yugu Yaoji, I will send you to death tonight. There was a deep hatred in her eyes. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 594, Darkness Before the Eyes, Head Flying Off. From Zhao Xiaodi's eyes, it can be known that this Jade Bone Fairy has a deep hatred for her. Zhao Xiaodi stood up and walked towards the secret room in the backyard. The backyard seemed very quiet. There was no one. Zhao Xiaodi pushed open the door of the courtyard. The creaking sound seemed very crisp in the quiet night. You are here. What's the matter with you so anxious to find me? A voice came from the courtyard. As the voice appeared, the door of the wing room in the courtyard opened. The fishbone fairy in black walked out of the wing room. Her eyes fell on Zhao Xiaodi who came in, and her eyes suddenly changed. How come the pure yin energy in your body has become so little? You were taken away by someone. The voice of the Jade Bone Fairy became cold and fierce, and her eyes stared at Zhao Xiaodi closely. Zhao Xiaodi was the gift she was going to give to that adult. But now Zhao Xiaodi's pure yin energy has almost disappeared. How can she not be angry? Who is it? Who took your body? Jade Bone Fairy came in front of Zhao Xiaodi, but then her face changed again. You didn't lose your virginity. What happened? Tell me what happened, tear. Just as she asked the question, Zhao Xiaodi raised her palm. A sharp aura emanated from her fingers and grabbed directly at the face of Jade Bone Fairy. In front of her, Jade Bone Fairy had never expected that Zhao Xiaodi would attack her. Ah! Jade Bone Fairy screamed. 5 bloody marks were scratched on her face, and one of her eyes was hit by the aura, and blood flowed out. Boom! Jade Bone Fairy was a strong man in the Danshin Huahe realm after all. At this moment, a huge aura burst out from her body. After Zhao Xiaodi succeeded in one blow, she quickly retreated and avoided the aura that burst out from Jade Bone Fairy. Zhao Xiaodi, you dare to sneak attack me, today I will tear you apart. Jade Bone Fairy's face became extremely ferocious. The veil on her face had fallen to the ground. 5 bloodstains appeared on her beautiful face, and one of her eyes was blurred, with drops of blood flowing out of it, which looked extremely terrifying. Yugu Yaoji, you killed my whole family to make me worship you as your master. Do you think I don't know? Today is your death day, Zhao Xiaodi said sternly. Bitch, you actually knew it, but even if you knew it, what does it matter? With your strength, even if I am injured, I can still kill you, but I have changed my mind now. I will not kill you. I will send you to Baiyun building in the black market. I believe there will be many people who like you there. When Yugu Yaoji spoke, her body leaped and turned into a residual image, grabbing Zhao Xiaodi with one palm. Just when she moved, a figure appeared in the courtyard. The person who came was thin and had a head full of white hair. Under the night light, he looked very white and bright, with a golden headband on his head and a coat printed with golden and black patterns on his body. He looked very noble standing there. His eyes were cold, with a domineering look in his coldness. A terrifying killing intent emanated from her body, enveloping the Jade Bone Fairy who had made the move. Jade Bone Fairy felt a chill in her heart. She stopped moving her hands. It was not because she wanted to stop, but because she felt in her heart that even if she did not stop, she could not catch Zhao Xiaodi. Who are you? Jade Bone Fairy stared at the person who appeared with her remaining eye. The person who appeared was Wei Zhuang, who had brought people to Jiangnan before. At this time, screams were heard in the manor. Wei Zhuang did not come alone. He also brought other killers. No one could leave alive. Zhao Xiaodi also looked at Wei Zhuang with her beautiful eyes. Is this the 7th dragon head of the Qinglong society? She guessed in her heart. When she thought so, a strong and terrifying aura permeated Wei Zhuang. He stepped forward step by step towards Jade Bone Fairy. Every time he stepped down, the ground would shake slightly, which was caused by a kind of energy fluctuation under his feet. Jade-Bone Fairy's face changed slightly. She was afraid of the power of the other party, but then a light flashed in her eyes. You should be a member of the Qinglong Society. We, Jili Palace, have no grudges against you, Qinglong Society, Yu Guyaoji said. You take money from others and help them get rid of disasters. Someone pays you to take your life, so you must die today. Wei Zhuang's voice was indifferent, and the aura on his body became stronger and stronger. Then you don't have that chance. The moment he spoke, a bead appeared in Yu Guyaoji's hand. Tang Sect Thunderbolt, Zhao Xiaodi, who was far away, saw what Yu Guyaoji was holding and her face changed. Boom! Yu Guyaoji threw the thunderbolt in her hand towards Wei Zhuang, making a rumbling sound. She turned around and rushed out of the courtyard quickly. But when she moved, a figure followed her out of the smoke of the explosion. Zhao Xiaodi in the courtyard also followed her out. Yu Guyaoji appeared in the front yard of the courtyard. There were already more corpses on the ground. Some people from Jili Palace, in the manor, gathered together. They surrounded each other, and their eyes were terrified and vigilant. Seeing the Jade-Bone Fairy rushing over, these people were delighted, but when they saw the Jade-Bone Fairy's face, some of them were shocked. Stop the people behind you, Jade-Bone Fairy said sternly. As long as she could delay the people behind her for a while, she would have time to escape. The group of people gathered together instinctively rushed towards the figure behind Jade-Bone Fairy. Ah! Just a flash of light passed by, and these people let out a miserable cry. The weapons in their hands fell to the ground, their hands covered their throats, blood spurted wildly, and they began to fall to the ground in fear. Jade-Bone Fairy's expression changed, and she wanted to speed up. But her figure suddenly stopped, because Wei Zhuang's figure had appeared in front of her, and his robes had not changed at all. Kill! Seeing this, Jade-Bone Fairy knew that she could not escape, so she could only fight. Her eyes were fierce, and her feet quickly stepped on the ground. The power of the Danshan turned into a sea in her body instantly erupted, and the surging Qijin swarmed out, and her palm slammed towards Wei Zhuang. The momentum has weakened, and the strength has also weakened, Wei Zhuang said to himself in front of her. She had read the information about the strength of Jade-Bone Fairy before. It was rumored that she would gather divine power, but now that they met, he was a little disappointed. He originally wanted to use Jade-Bone Fairy to see if he could take that step. But now the momentum of the other party has weakened. The distance is not very far, and the other party's figure is like lightning. And it arrives in the blink of an eye. The energy in the palm is mighty, with a gloomy cold air, and it hits Wei Zhuang's chest fiercely. Just when the other party's palm is about to touch his chest, Wei Zhuang's hand holding the long sword moved instantly, and a terrifying sword light rushed out. The sword light covered the blurred eyes of Jade-Bone Fairy. Then she felt a pain in her neck and wanted to twist her head. But it was pitch black. The head flew up and fell to the ground. Zhao Xiaodi came and saw the scene with horror. Just now, she only saw Jade-Bone Fairy rushing in front of Wei Zhuang, and then a terrifying sword light rushed out, and Jade-Bone Fairy's head flew up. Chapter 595, Paradise Palace, Dugu Wiwo and Murin Qingzhen's affairs can be done. On the cruise ship, Su Chen's face showed joy. After the siege of the Paradise Palace branch, they actually found 10 million taels of cash. The profit of this paradise powder is so high, but why hasn't so much cash been transported away? Su Chen looked at Zhao Xiaodi with some doubts. I don't know about this either. The branch didn't keep cash before, and it would be transported away immediately if there was any, Zhao Xiaodi said in a deep voice. She didn't know why there was so much cash in the branch. It seems that it should be prepared for someone. Now the only one who needs cash is General Du Wei. Could it be that Paradise Palace has something to do with General Wang? Zhuang Zuanji said on the side. Hearing this, Su Chen frowned slightly. Zhuang Zuanji's speculation was not unreasonable. Miss Zhao, your master died and the branch was destroyed. Will you be implicated? Su Chen looked at Zhao Xiaodi. I want to join the Green Dragon Club and become a subordinate of Wei Zhuang Longshou. I wonder if Su Xiaolongshou can help. Zhao Xiaodi did not answer Su Chen's words, but wanted to become Wei Zhuang's subordinate. Su Chen said that Wei Zhuang's activities were in the Jiangnan area, so if she became Wei Zhuang's subordinate, she would be able to protect herself. Looking at Zhao Xiaodi, Su Chen's eyes moved slightly. Very smart. I will tell Wei Longshou about this matter. There should be no problem. I believe Miss Zhao can reflect her value in my Qinglong Club. Zhao Xiaodi is still a member of Jili Palace, and this identity is still useful. What's more, Jili Palace is now raising silver, and there must be more than one place. There are other places. Although he couldn't get the huge amount of cash that Du Gu gave me before, if he could get cash from other places, this trip to Jinling would also be full of gains. Master. Vice President Tu Liu is here. Yuan Suyin walked in from outside. I'll avoid it first. Zhao Xiaodi didn't want others to know that she was in contact with a Qinglong Club. After a while, Yuan Suyin took Hu Liu into the boat. At this moment, Hu Liu was wearing ordinary clothes and a bamboo hat on her face. After entering the boat, she took off her bamboo hat. Her hair was piled high. Although she was wearing cloth, she still had a lot of charm. After all, when a woman reaches a certain age, she must be natural. Meet Master Su, Hu Liu bowed. Although she was loyal to Guan Yushan had a special relationship with Su Chen, so she was respectful to Su Chen. Master Su, that batch of silver has entered the black market and has been dispersed. It is impossible to find it, and it seems that the people who had it all disappeared at once. Maybe they raised funds through other channels, Hu Liu said in a deep voice. Originally, I thought I could win Guan Yushan's favor with this batch of silver. I didn't expect that there would be no clues after investigating Jinling. Hearing Hu Liu's words, Su Chen's eyes lit up, and this confirmed Zhuang Zuanji's previous guess. This, Paradise Palace, should be raising cash for Du Yuwei. But what is their relationship? Zhao Xiaodi and Wei Zhuang will have to find out later. Is that so? The clue is broken, which means we don't need to stay in Jinling. Su Chen frowned. Indeed, Hu Liu nodded. Is that so? Then we won't stay in Jinling anymore. I heard that the capital is very lively recently. He even came to Jiangnan. So it's a good opportunity to go to the capital, Su Chen said. Hearing this, Hu Liu was stunned. She didn't expect Su Chen to go to the capital in person. Now that the Qinglong Club is in the capital, it is extraordinary. Master Su, the capital is in a state of flux now. I'm afraid there will be. Hu Liu didn't finish the rest of the words. She knew that Su Chen could understand what she meant. Qinglong Club, Yan Shizhen killed, Zhenwu Garden, Shi Hansao in the capital. If Su Chen went to the capital, Zhenwu Garden might take action against Su Chen. Since I dare to go, my safety is naturally guaranteed. How can I miss such a big event in the capital? Su Chen said softly. Qinhu on the island inside a pavilion. The Paradise Palace branch was destroyed, Jade Bone Fairy was killed, and the money collected was taken away. Do you know who did it? Inside the building, a charming lady in black palace dress looked at the servant in green kneeling in front of her and said coldly. All the people in the branch were dissolved with corpse powder, and many things cannot be found. Based on the traces of fighting and some traces left in the secret room where the money was stored, I can confirm that a lot of people came, the servant in green kneeling on the ground said hurriedly. A lot of people went there, and the money was taken away. Are you saying that the other party did it for the batch of cash? The beautiful lady in palace dress frowned slightly. My guess is, the servant in green replied. Notify other branches to start handing over the cash immediately. You should quickly move it to the black market. After thinking for a moment, the palace-dressed beauty said, they took away 10 million in cash. Such a large amount of cash, whether it is circulated in a normal bank or in the black market, there will be clues. We must find out who took our cash. After finding it, take my token and go to the headquarters to let the 4 evil slaves take action. A trace of ferocity flashed in the eyes of the palace-dressed beauty. Yes, the green-clothed servant bowed and left the room. After the green-clothed servant left, the palace-dressed woman slowly stood up, walked to the edge of the pavilion, and looked at the lake outside. Are you here just for the money, or have you found something? The palace-dressed beauty said softly. At this time, the capital, Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower. Bai Chaofei's face showed excitement, and his eyes were fixed on his hands. Although his palms were no different from usual, there was indeed a pair of gloves on his palms. When the gloves were put on his hands, they turned into liquid and melted into his palms. As long as he burst out his ki, the gloves would appear, which was very powerful. At this time, Nalan Rongayan walked in from outside. After receiving the notice, she rushed back from Jiangnan. But Nalan Rongayan didn't expect that so many things happened in the capital during the time she was away. Shangwen Jinhong took down the Jinqian gang, and Murenfu entered the Northern Pacification Division. Yan Shizhen arrived in the capital and killed Shi Han's Hao of Zhanwu Garden. In addition, Fu Hongxue came separately from her. King Longhu has two powerful people who concentrate on the sea in the capital. But Nalan Rongyan's face showed sorrow. Because Ling Hushan and the others did not return to the capital with her, but went to the Lingjiang area. The 10 Directions General Envoy of Xianaya Pavilion summoned them back. Master, what is our current strength? Nalan Rongyan said. We are much stronger now than before. The young master sent 3 masters, who are already in the capital. 2 of them have reached the Danshan Transformation Sea, and 1 is the Heavenly Manjiunan. However, the Heavenly Manjiunan will soon enter the Danshan Transformation Sea. Yan Shizhen and Fu Hongxue will help us to a certain extent. As if seeing Nalan Rongyan's worry, Bai Tianyu spoke. After speaking, Bai Tianyu seemed to have thought of something. Go and leave a secret signal, and tell Miss Qingchen that the things she entrusted to you before can be done now. Chapter 596, Xianjianxi, Lanjiacheng, Zhenwudan, Sima Yun was attacked. In the palace of Xianjianxi, Muren Qingchen was frowning. In front of her, a middle-aged man in blue was holding a secret letter in his hand and looking at it quietly. Deputy Supervisor Lan, there are many masters in the capital now. Should we send out the divine guards to suppress these people? Muren Qingchen looked up at the middle-aged man in blue next to him and said. The man in blue was Lan Jiacheng, the deputy director of Xianjianxi, who was in charge of the most powerful and mysterious divine guards of Xianjianxi. Director, there are too many martial arts masters now. If we send out the divine guards to suppress them, the majesty of the royal family will be damaged if we can't suppress them. I think we should wait and see. Lan Jiacheng put down the secret letter in his hand and said. But these assassins openly assassinated Emperor Wu Hao, which is completely provoking the majesty of the court. If we don't stop it, where's the majesty of the court? Muren Qingchen continued. You have to believe in the strength of Marquis de Wu. Marquis de Wu suppressed the assassins by himself, which is a complete enhancement of the majesty of our court. Moreover, it should be the Zhenfusi that handles these things, not my Xianjianxi, Lan Jiacheng said slowly. Master, now we should pay attention to the new forces that have emerged in recent years, such as Xianaya Pavilion, King Longhu, Netherworld, Yanluo Palace, and find out their details. Lan Jiacheng's tone slightly increased when he mentioned King Longhu. These suddenly appearing and powerful forces are the biggest threat to the dynasty. It is unlikely that you can rely on the people in this Zhenfusi to find out the details of these forces. I have successfully arranged for someone to enter Yanluo Palace. I believe that after a while, we will be able to receive information about Yanluo Palace, Lan Jiacheng said. From the tone of his voice, he didn't care too much about what happened in the capital. He was concerned about the emerging forces that suddenly emerged. Since Deputy Supervisor Lan wants to investigate these forces, then the affairs of these forces will be entirely handled by Deputy Supervisor Lan. I will not bother Deputy Supervisor Lan. After saying this, Muren Qingchen left the palace. After Muren Qingchen left, a man in black came out from the dark. Deputy Supervisor, Princess Muren thinks differently from Master Zhu. She understands everything, but wants to change everything. This is not good news, the man in black said in a deep voice. No matter what she does, as long as I control the power of the divine guard, and don't move, she can't do anything she wants to do. Lan Jiacheng looked indifferent. I asked you to prepare the Indian herb, how are you doing? Lan Jiacheng looked at the man in black and said, it's already on the way to the capital. Once this batch of Indian herb arrives, we will collect some corpses of Jianghu masters, and the power of the divine guard will definitely increase a lot, the man in black said excitedly. The person who fought with Emperor Wu Hao is not a simple person. I suspect it might be the work of Zhenwu Garden. Zhenwu Garden has been studying physical strength for many years and seems to have made some achievements. We should find a way to investigate, Lan Jiacheng said in a deep voice. In Zhenwu Garden, the person who did this should be the general manager Qin Zhoyan. Others probably don't know much about this matter, the man in black frowned slightly. Doesn't Sima Yun handle miscellaneous matters in Zhenwu Garden all year round? He must know something. We may learn something by arresting him, Lan Jiacheng said. The man in black in front of him frowned slightly. He understood that Lan Jiacheng meant to take action against Sima Yun. I will arrange this matter, but I may not be able to get Sima Yun alive, the man in black then said. It doesn't matter if he's not alive. Hasn't Zhenwu Garden Been in a bit of a mess recently? 2 stewards died, and it's normal for the 3rd steward to die. I really want to see Qin Zhiyuan's furious look. Lan Jiacheng stood up and slowly walked out of the palace. Inside the palace, the man in black looked at Lan Jiacheng and left. After thinking for a moment, he turned around and left. On a road to the money gang, in the capital, a large carriage was moving slowly forward. Inside the carriage, Sima Yun was sitting upright with a serious look in his eyes. Shi Hansao was killed by Yan Shizhen, and Jin Fihong was also killed by someone in the money gang. The money gang changed hands and was in the hands of a man named Sheng Wenhe. He had never heard of this person before, but behind this person stood the 12th prince and the Grand Master's mansion, which made Sima Yun a little afraid. It's just that the other party killed Jin Fihong. Jin Fihong is the steward of Xianwu Garden, so he has to come to the money gang, no matter what, to meet Sheng Wenhe. I didn't expect that the changes in the capital would start from my Xianwu Garden, Sima Yun thought to himself. Suddenly, Sima Yun's face changed, and his figure rushed out of the carriage. Bang! The moment he rushed out of the carriage, a huge figure hit his carriage, and with a bang, the whole carriage was smashed into pieces. The horse pulling the carriage let out a roar and wanted to escape forward, but was caught by a huge palm and pressed hard on the ground. It roared a few times and then died. Dust flew, and pedestrians on the roadside quickly fled in all directions. The smoke and dust gradually disappeared, and the wreckage of the carriage and the horse corpse lying on the ground were revealed. There was also a fat man standing on it. The fat man wore a red-black mask on his face, revealing his ferocious eyes. Looking for death, Sima Yun saw this and shouted fiercely, raising his palm. At this time, a cold light flashed behind him, like lightning across the air, and instantly appeared behind him. It was a man holding a sword, wearing green clothes and a red-black mask on his face. He was in the same group as the fat man. The sword energy broke through the airflow, forming an astonishing sword energy storm. In addition to the fast speed, Sima Yun had no choice but to backhand to resist the attack. Bang! The palm stretched out, and the powerful energy collided with the sword energy. The man with the sword was directly shocked by the energy and flew backwards. With this little strength, you want to assassinate me? Sima Yun's eyes were sharp, and his figure soared into the air, like an eagle's claw, grabbing the other's head. Boom! At this moment, the fat man on the wreckage kicked the ground with his foot, shot out violently, and his palm was black, and he slapped Sima Yun with one palm. However, Sima Yun did not pay attention to the palm behind him. The palm continued to slap the sword-holding man who was shocked away by him. Snap! The sword-wielding man was unable to dodge and was hit on the head by Sima Yun's palm. His head was smashed like a watermelon. Red and white mixed together and splashed out. The mask on his face fell off, revealing an ordinary face. But at this moment, the fat man's palm fell behind Sima Yun, and a huge energy appeared behind Sima Yun to resist the fat man's palm. Seeing this, the fat man roared, and a stream of energy rushed into his arm. His arm quickly expanded and pressed hard on the energy. Chapter 597 Sima Yun was seriously injured and disappeared. Wang Xiangxing went to ask for punishment. The powerful force collided with a qi gang. A wave of qi was formed, spreading in all directions. The blow failed to break the qi gang. Seeing this, the fat man raised his palm, changed his palm into a claw, and grabbed the qi gang fiercely. Swish! Swish! A gap appeared in Sima Yun's qi gang under the sharp blade. But at this time, Sima Yun turned around and punched out with his palm. His fist collided with a palm that penetrated the qi gang. Bang! The fat man was shocked and retreated. Boom! He stepped on the ground suddenly to stabilize his body. Who are you? Sima Yun looked at the fat man and asked coldly. But what he saw was the other party's grinning eyes. Boom! The other party stepped on the ground again, and the ground cracked, forming a huge deep pit, and his body turned into a blurred after image and rushed over. Kill you. Although he was fat, he was extremely fast. He appeared in front of Sima Yun almost instantly, opened his palm, and grabbed Sima Yun fiercely. Huh? Sima Yun moved his feet, and the opponent's 5 fingers passed through his face. He could hear the whistling sound of the opponent's palm tearing the air. The attack missed. The fat man turned his palm suddenly and continued to grab Sima Yun's head. Sima Yun's eyes condensed, and his body leaped, turning into a residual image, avoiding the attack, with a sharp cold light in his eyes. Originally, he wanted to keep this person alive to see if he could find out where the two people came from the other party. But the opponent's attack was ruthless. Then there was no need to hold back. Boom. The aura of the Danshan transformation sea realm burst out at this moment, and a terrifying aura burst out from him, and a terrifying and violent aura filled the air. Seeing this, the fat man who attacked from the opposite side paused and pointed his fingers at the key points of his body. The blood and ki in his body began to circulate rapidly, and his body instantly became red. The originally fat body began to shrink and turned into terrifying physical strength. Under this rapid force of blood and ki, the fat man burst out with power and pressed directly against Sima Yun. Boom. The two men shot out at the same time, fighting frantically, and the airflow around them was constantly torn and exploded. The violent airflow formed waves of air that spread in all directions, and the surrounding dust flew. Some nearby buildings began to collapse. Pedestrians retreated far away, watching the fight between the two sides. The fat man circulated his blood and ki to fight against Sima Yun's ki. After each fight, the fat man's blood and ki were consumed, and a stream of ki entered his body, shaking his meridians. It was about to break his meridians. "I want to see how many palms your body can withstand from me," Sima Yun shouted, and his momentum became more violent. The fat man's figure was suppressed by Sima Yun and kept retreating, appearing in front of a collapsed house. Boom. Suddenly, a figure rushed out of the collapsed house. The figure rushed out and pointed a finger at Sima Yun's chest. A bloody and evil ki burst out from his fingers and hit the ki on Sima Yun's body. Bang! With a muffled groan, Sima Yun's body shook, and he took a few steps back. A blood mark appeared on his chest. At this time, the fat man who had attacked earlier punched out with a huge force, instantly exploding the air, forming an airwave to attack Sima Yun. Sima Yun's face changed, and he moved his injured body and retreated backwards. Boom! The fat man's fist landed on the ground, and a huge deep pit appeared on the ground. The fat man, who failed to hit the target, did not stop at all. He threw his hands at Sima Yun. On the other side, the figure of the man who appeared turned into a black shadow and attacked Sima Yun's lower body. Sima Yun roared and punched wildly. Boom! Boom! The Kijin hit the ground like a cannonball, forming a huge deep pit and raising a cloud of dust. Swish! In the smoke and dust, a hot sword light appeared, and the sword light pierced Sima Yun's back like lightning. The sword light penetrated the Kijin. Sima Yun moved his body and tried to avoid the sword. But he was a little slow, and the opponent's long sword pierced his shoulder, and the sword energy burst out and penetrated his shoulder. A stream of blood spurted out. Sima Yun felt pain. At this time, the other two people had already attacked him. The fat man's fist hit his chest. Another person grabbed his injured shoulder with his palm. The arm under the injured shoulder was torn apart. Ah! Sima Yun screamed. Then his whole body was knocked back by the power of the fat man's fist. At this time, the last person who drew the sword fell on Sima Yun, and his palm clawed out, directly breaking Sima Yun's two legs and the remaining arm, grabbing his body, and quickly rushed into the street alley. The fat man and another person grabbed the body of the previous man on the ground and headed towards another alley. In the blink of an eye, they disappeared in front of everyone. In the money gang, Shangwen Jinhong got the news that Sima Yun was on the way, and was thinking about how to deal with Sima Yun. Sima Yun's strength was like a sea of Danshan. Shangwen Jinhong had obtained 20 years of cultivation in the heavenly realm and also stepped into this level. He didn't care much about Sima Yun. But Sima Yun should come here on behalf of Xianwu Garden. The masters behind him haven't arrived yet, so he has to delay for a few days. Yuan Suin has already sent him a letter. Yao Yu, the deputy pavilion master of the southern pavilion, is on the way here. Yao Yu's strength is concentrated in the sea. According to the itinerary, he will arrive in 2 days. As soon as he arrives, he will restore the name Shangwen Jinhong. At this time, a figure rushed in. It was Madame Yu who went to inquire about the news. At this time, Madame Yu's face was solemn. "Is Sima Yun here?" Looking at Madame Yu's solemn expression, Shangwen Jinhong asked in a deep voice. Sima Yun was attacked and seriously injured on the way here, and was finally taken away by the people who attacked him, Madame Yu said. Hearing this, Shangwen Jinhong frowned slightly. Sima Yun was attacked and taken away seriously on the way to Money Gang. No matter how you look at it, they don't want the other party to come to Money Gang. Now, Only Shangwen Jinhuang and his people don't want the other party to come to, Money Gang. Could it be the 12th prince and the people from the Grand Tutor's mansion who did it? Madame Yu asked. It shouldn't be them, Shangwen Jinhuang shook his head. Although the 12th prince and the Grand Tutor's mansion sent people to help him kill Jin Fihong, they would never be so blatant to severely injure Sima Yun and take Sima Yun away. When Shangwen Jinhuang shook his head, Wang Xiangxing rushed in and looked at Shangwen Jinhuang with gloomy eyes. Shangwen He, did you do Sima Yun's thing? What do you want to do? Wang Xiangxing asked for culpability. I just found out about this matter. Sima Yun's matter has nothing to do with me, and Manager Wang, don't come to ask for culpability next time. If so, you don't have to show up in my Money Gang in the future, Shangwen Jinhuang said with a gloomy face. He would not let the other party be so arrogant in front of him. Chapter 598 Shangwen Jinhuang's Tyranny, Taking the Body Back. Seeing this, Wang Xiangxing's face also became gloomy, and he said in a cold voice, Shangwen He, you must know that you can become the leader of the Money Gang with our help, and you can change people at any time. He wants to control Shangwen Jinhuang. If he can't control Shangwen Jinhuang at this time, later, they will not be able to gradually erode the Money Gang. Pang Daxiao helped Shangwen Jinhuang, not just for the quarter of the profit, but for the entire Money Gang. Of course, he came here this time because he got the news that Sima Yun was attacked on the way to the Money Gang. He thought it was arranged by Shangwen He, so he came to test it. Because if Shangwen He has such a manpower, it is not good news for them. However, he just knew from the change in Shangwen Jinhuang's face that those people had nothing to do with Shangwen Jinhuang. Change me, Wang Xiangxing, do you have that ability? Shangwen Jinhuang's eyes were cold, and a murderous intent condensed on him. Although Deputy Pavilion Master Yao Yu has not yet arrived in the capital, their power in the dark of the capital has increased a lot. He, Muren Fu, Bai Chaofei, the three of them have increased their own strength. In addition, there are three people, Yajiyu Tajima no Kami, Yan Shizan and Fu Hongsu, who are concentrating in the sea. This force is not weak. He no longer needs to be afraid of the Grand Master's mansion and the 12th prince. Sensing the murderous intention of Shangwen Jinhuang, Wang Xiangxing's eyes turned cold. He knew Shangwen Jinhuang's strength very well. A person who didn't even reach the 9 difficulties of heaven and man actually wanted to kill him. He was really looking for death. He was a strong man who had entered the Danshan Transformation Sea. Shangwen He, you are really arrogant. Today I will let you know that in front of the strong, you can only obey. Wang Xiangxing, while speaking, moved his body and appeared in front of Shangwen Jinhuang. A palm with a terrifying airwave slapped Shangwen Jinhuang. Shangwen, Madame Yu in the house changed her expression and showed worry on her face. Wang Xiangxing's strength is Danshan Transformation C. Shangwen Jinhuang is not his opponent. However, at this moment, Shangwen Jinhuang's aura changed, and the energy of the Danshan turned into a sea of energy instantly burst out, and the terrifying energy burst out from him. The same palm slapped out. Boom! The palms of the two people collided, and a terrifying airwave formed and spread to the surroundings. Wang Xiangxing, who had made the move, was shaken by the energy and flew backwards, landing in the courtyard outside the hall. He stepped on the ground several times before he stabilized his body. He looked at Shangwen Jinhuang, who walked out of the hall with energy bursting out, with horror. Teach me a lesson, Wang Xiangxing, you don't have the ability to do so. I'm not a dog like you who wags its tail and begs for mercy. After today, you, the Taishi Mansion, don't think of getting any benefits from here. As Shangwen Jinhuang spoke, his aura surged, and a domineering aura rushed to the sky. He, Shangwen Jinhuang, was a generation of overlords. Previously, his strength was not enough, but now his strength has stepped into the Danshan turned into a sea of energy, and with a dragon and phoenix golden ring in his hand, he can fight even if ordinary people with concentrated spirits come. Why should he care about Wang Xiangxing, a lackey? Shangwen He, you are looking for death? Wang Xiangxing's eyes became ferocious. Shangwen Jinhuang actually called him a running dog. Although Shangwen Jinhuang's aura burst out, which surprised him, he was only at the Danshan Transformation Sea realm. And he was just not using all his strength when he attacked, so he was knocked out by the opponent. A cold energy appeared in his palm, and his body moved, shooting violently at Shangwen Jinhuang. He rushed in front of Shangwen Jinhuang with a ferocious look in his eyes and slammed out fiercely with a palm. Time cracking palm, the cold energy burst out, forming a terrifying cold energy wave. Shangwen Jinhong's eyes turned cold, and his palm also slapped out. His energy was extremely strong, and the energy in his palm was like the sun. Boom! A huge explosion swept out from the place where they fought. Shangwen Jinhong's figure only retreated slightly, while Wang Xiangxing's body was shaken and fell into the courtyard again. The stones under his feet were all crushed by him. The energy on his body rolled, and a trace of blood flowed from the corner of his mouth. The arm that was in contact with Shangwen Jinhong fell down, the sleeve burst, the blood vessels burst, and drops of blood flowed out from the burst blood vessels. Shangwen He, you did well enough. Today I will report to the young master and have someone kill you, Wang Xiangxing growled. At this moment, a gray figure appeared behind him. The figure did not say any nonsense. The long sword in his hand was drawn, and the sword light was violent, like a rain of swords, and it slashed out like thunder. Wang Xiangxing was facing Shangwen Jinhong's roar, not paying attention to the back, but instinctively felt that there was an attack behind him. He turned his head and saw the sword light rushing towards him. He raised his hand to resist. But the blood vessels in his right arm burst, and he could not attack, so he could only attack with his left arm. But the violent sword light did not give him any mental preparation. The sword light slashed down and tore the qigong that was rising urgently on his body. A sword mark was left in front of Wang Xiangxing's face, and the sword energy rushed in and shattered Wang Xiangxing's forehead. Wang Xiangxing looked unwilling. He fell straight to the ground. The one who attacked was Jing Wuming. He would not allow anyone who attacked Shangwen Jinhong to live. He retracted his long sword and grabbed the other person's body. He walked out of the money gang and threw Wang Xiangxing's body out of the gate. He said to the carriage driver, "Take your steward Wang's body back." His voice was cold, and he turned around and returned to the money gang. Outside the gate, Wang Xiangxing's driver looked at the body thrown on the ground. His back and clothes looked a bit like steward Wang. He got off the carriage and came to the body and turned it over. His face was pale and his body couldn't help but fall to the ground. Then he quickly stood up, picked up Wang Xiangxing's body, put it in the carriage, and drove the carriage away from the money gang, quickly. Steward Wang's death was like the sky falling down for him. Inside a mansion, a young man in white clothes, with a majestic figure, long hair hanging down to his shoulders, like ink, and a face as if carved by a knife and an axe, was lying in the arms of a woman with eyebrows as light as smoke, eyes as watery, and black hair. The woman was peeling a green grape and putting it into the mouth of the young man in her arms. The young man stretched out his hand, grabbed the other snow-like palm, hugged the other in his arms, and began to move his palm. But at this time, there was a hurried sound outside. The young man's face became cold. But he still let go of the woman and said, "Come in." A servant walked in from the door trembling with fear. "Master, the manager Wang of the money gang was killed and the body was sent back," the servant said hurriedly. His face was a little pale when he spoke. Hearing this, the half-lying young man suddenly stood up from the woman and came to the servant with a gloomy face. "You said that steward Wang's body was sent back from the money gang." "Yes, the body was thrown out by Jing Yi from the money gang," the servant replied immediately. "Take me to see it." Hearing this, the young man walked out of the courtyard without looking back. This young man was Pang Tong, the great young master. Chapter 599, Multiple Dynamics, Zhenwu Garden, Rain Comes. In the large courtyard, Wang Xiangxing's body was placed on the ground. Next to the body stood a skinny old man in green. The old man was carefully examining Wang Xiangxing's body, his gloomy triangular eyes flashing with brilliance from time to time. When Pang Tong appeared in the courtyard, the skinny old man came to Pang Tong and said, "Master, Manager Wang must have fought with someone first, and his blood and ki were shaken, so he was injured, and finally he was killed by the sudden sword light." What else? Pang Tong's previous angry expression had become calm. "The traces of sword energy, I checked and it should be done by Jing Yi of the money gang. It was also this person who threw Manager Wang's body out of the money gang, and asked the driver to bring it back," the skinny old man said. "Does the 12th prince have a master in the money gang?" Pang Tong frowned slightly. Wang Xiangxing went to the money gang. He knew that he was going to ask about the attack and kidnapping of Sima Yun, the manager of Zhenwu Garden, and to suppress the money gang. But now the money gang sent out the body of Manager Wang. It was beyond his expectation. And only the people of the 12th prince dared to kill Manager Wang, So he asked if there were any people of the 12th prince in the money gang. Master, I have investigated and found that there were no people of the 12th prince in the money gang at that time. I suspect that there was a master beside Sheng Wenhe, whose strength should be at the level of Danshan Huahei. Otherwise, there would be no need to attack him, the skinny old man said. Master, this Sheng Wenhe is really looking for death? He dared to kill Manager Wang. My 4 brothers will kill him. In one side of the courtyard, 4 figures walked out. The leader was a tall man with a face full of flesh, and his aura was violent. The boss of the 4 evil men under Pang Tong was Evil Xianba. Hearing what Xianba said, Pang Tong stared at Wang Xiangxing's body, and after thinking for a moment, he said, Shang Wenhe has been planning the money gang for so long, and he dares to kill people at this time. He must have something to rely on. Old Liu, you go and investigate this matter first, and we will take action after the investigation, Pang Tong said in a deep voice. Something must be wrong when things are abnormal. Now there are a lot of strong people coming from the capital, and he has to be on guard. I will investigate it clearly. The skinny old man saluted and left. Shang Wenhe, it's interesting. I really want to see what your confidence is. When I find out, I will tear you into pieces. Pang Tong's face showed a ferocious look when he spoke. Then he said to a housekeeper not far away, please make an appointment with the 12th prince for me. I will go to test the 12th prince's mouth and see if this matter has anything to do with him. At this time, on a towering pavilion, the 12th prince, wearing a purple brocade robe, was standing in the corridor of the pavilion, looking at the bustling street in front of him. Your Highness, I just got the news that Sheng Wenhe killed Wang Xiangxing and asked Wang Xiangxing's driver to send the body to Pang Tong's mansion, Hong Luo of the Shadow Gate said beside the 12th Prince Liu He. Hearing Hong Luo's words, the 12th Prince showed a trace of doubt on his face and said, it broke up so quickly. Sheng Wenhe has a trump card. Do you know who killed Wang Xiangxing? The 12th Prince Liu He was interested in this. Investigate it clearly. It was Sheng Wenhe himself who attacked. Sheng Wenhe's real strength is in the Danshan Huahei. The true energy in his body is stronger than Wang Xiangxing. The two confronted each other, and Sheng Wenjinhan completely suppressed Wang Xiangxing. The last one to attack and kill Wang Xiangxing was Jing Yi. As expected, the attack was fatal. That Jing Yi's sword was very fast and sharp. Hong Luo recounted what happened in the money gang. Sheng Wenhe did not avoid anyone when killing Wang Xiangxing, so Hong Luo could find out what happened in the money gang by asking around. Sheng Wenhe hid himself well enough. I underestimated him. He relied on his own strength. Pang Tong suffered such a big loss. He should have sent someone to take action, the 12th Prince Liu He said. Pang Tong did not move. He just sent someone to investigate, is that so? He is still as cautious as ever. The 12th Prince's face was slightly disappointed. He still hoped that Pang Tong would explore the way for him and find out if Sheng Wenhe had any other cards. At this time, a maid in green came to the corridor. Your Highness, Pang Tong said he wanted to see you. Hearing the maid's words, the 12th Prince Liu He's expression moved slightly. He is here to explore my bottom line. Reply to him, I am here to wait for him to come, the 12th Prince Liu He said. The maid bowed and left. Sima Yun was kidnapped. Have you found any traces? After the maid left, the 12th Prince Liu He asked. The matter of the money gang is not a big deal. Now the Zhenwu Garden manager Sima Yun was attacked and killed on the spot, and was taken away with serious injuries. This is the important matter. He disappeared very quickly, leaving no trace, and the person who attacked him has not appeared, Hong Luo said here with a solemn expression. Has Zhenwu Garden provoked a strong enemy? So many people are watching, Liu He murmured. Now 3 managers of Zhenwu Garden are in trouble. In a pavilion in Zhenwu Garden, the 3 sons of Zhenwu Garden, Yang Yanlin, Mu Yuanbing, and Mu Qingxun are gathering together. Just got the news that manager Simo was attacked and taken away with serious injuries on the way to Money Gang, and his whereabouts are unknown now, Mu Yuanbing said in a deep voice. They have been investigating the reason why Emperor Wu Hao searched Zhenwu Garden, but there has been no progress. The entry and exit of Emperor Wu Hao's mansion are now very strict. Can't find anything at all? So they want to change their thinking and focus on Money Gang. Emperor Wu Hao searched for changes in Zhenwu Garden and Money Gang. Although they were 2 lines, they happened at the same time. Or it could be said that Sheng Wenhe of Money Gang became the leader of Money Gang with the help of the changes in Zhenwu Garden. They could not get clues from Emperor Wu Hao, so they wanted to see if they could find some useful clues from Money Gang. Now Sima Yun was attacked on the way to Money Gang. This Sheng Wenhe is very suspicious. We can definitely get some clues from him. I think we should go directly to Money Gang to find Sheng Wenhe, Mu Yuanping said. Then Yan Shizhen should be invited by Sheng Wenhe. We should go directly to Money Gang to find Sheng Wenhe, Mu Qingxuan nodded. The matter between Yan Shizhen and the Money Gang is in charge of General Manager Qin. If we go to the Money Gang, should we tell General Manager Qin? Yang Yanlin frowned slightly. You are no match for Sheng Wenhe. Sheng Wenhe has hidden his strength. His strength is at the level of Danshan Transformation C. He just killed Wang Xiangxing, a subordinate of Pang Tong who had previously cooperated with him. He is ruthless and decisive. If you go to find him, you may be in danger. At this time, Qin Juan pushed the door and walked in, speaking. Uncle Qin, you mean that Sheng Wenhe's strength is at the level of Danshan Transformation C? Was it him who caused Sima's accident? Yang Yanlin said. It shouldn't be Sheng Wenhe's fault. Recently, someone is targeting our Zhenwu Garden, and the momentum is very strong. Yanlin, try not to leave Zhenwu Garden. Recently Qin Juan turned around and left without saying much. Now, Zhenwu Garden feels like a storm is coming. But Zhenwu Garden is still safe. Chapter 600, Killing the God with One Sword. Snow falls on the earth. Qin Juan stepped out of the pavilion and came to the meeting room. Now in the meeting room, the master of Xiansheng Hall and the white-haired old man surnamed Chu, both of them sat on wooden chairs with gloomy faces. Seeing Qin Juan entering the hall. General Manager, now someone is dealing with us, Zhenwu Garden, how should we arrange it? The white-haired old man surnamed Chu said in a deep voice. Now the situation is very clear, someone is attacking them, Zhenwu Garden. They have to make arrangements. Are there any clues about the whereabouts of Sima Guanxi? Qin Juan looked at the master of Xiansheng Hall. Zhenwu Garden has always been handled by the master of Xiansheng Hall. The master of Xiansheng Hall shook his head and said, there is no clue. I have entrusted some dark channels in the capital to investigate, and I believe that we will get the news soon. General Manager, we are in a passive situation now. If this situation is not solved, I believe it will be a crisis for my Zhenwu Garden. I ask the chief steward to dispatch the strong men who have concentrated their minds in the sea of Zhenwu Garden to take down the Money Gang in the open, said the white-haired old man named Chu. No information could be found in other places, so they could only take action against Sheng Wenhe, the member of the Money Gang in the open. The Money Gang is indeed a good breakthrough point, and it can also play a deterrent role, but he was previously Chief Jin's property. Before you take action, you should communicate with Chief Jin first. If he has no other arrangements, I will go to the Money Gang in person and kill Sheng Wenhe, the leader of the Money Gang. A terrifying aura burst out from Qin Juan. He has been the chief steward of Zhenwu Garden for 10 years, and has not taken any action. Some people have forgotten how terrifying Qin Juan is. Subordinates, go to see young Master Jin immediately. The white-haired old man named Chu stood up, saluted and left. After the old man named Chu left, the head of Xiansheng Hall stood up. Chief Steward, it seems that old Chu has completely surrendered to Chief Jin. Will this be very disadvantageous to the young garden master? Chief Jin has an extraordinary background, so it is normal for old Chu to join him, but this does not affect the young master becoming the master of the Zhenwu Garden, and Chief Jin should agree that I will take action against the Money Gang. When you have time, tell the 12th Prince in Pang Tong not to interfere in the affairs of the Money Gang. If you interfere, you will be an enemy of my Zhenwu Garden. I will personally kill the 3 people who attacked Jin Fihong, Qin Juan said in a domineering tone. I will notify them. The master of Xiansheng Hall saluted and left. At this time, Murin Qingjin, who was dressed in a tight suit, appeared in the pavilion of Jinfeng Xiaoyu Tower. You sent me a message saying that I can take action against Lan Jiacheng, Murin Qingjin said. Yes, but Miss Murin needs to provide some clues about Lan Jiacheng, Bai Tianyu said. Now there is a chance to take action. Sima Yun was severely injured and kidnapped today. It was arranged by Lan Jiacheng. The person is in a secret house outside the city. He will go to the dark house tonight. It is a chance for the Green Dragon Society to make a move. However, Lan Jiacheng is very powerful. There is only one chance. If we cannot get rid of him in one time, there will be no more chances, Murin Qingshan said in a deep voice. Miss Murin, don't worry. I will inform the people from the Green Dragon Society about these situations, Bai Tianyu said. His heart was slightly moved. He did not expect that the one who kidnapped Sima Yun would be Lan Jiacheng of the Xianjian division. Lan Jiacheng did not kill anyone, but just took him away with severe injuries. He should want to know something from Sima Yun. That's troublesome. Murin Qingshan came quickly and left quickly. Night Sky Jianxia Palace. A man in black appeared in front of Lan Jiacheng. Deputy Supervisor Lan, the commander sent a message saying that there were important discoveries in the interrogation of Sima Yun, and asked you to go to the dark house in person. The man in black bowed and said, there are important discoveries, and I have to go there in person. Lan Jiacheng's expression moved slightly, a look of joy appeared on his face, and he waved his hand and said, I know, I'll go there right away. After that, he left the palace alone. On a tall building, Murin Qingshan, dressed in black, watched Lan Jiacheng leaving the palace alone. I have become the chief of the Xianjiansi. I am the master of the Xianjiansi. You should not openly disobey my orders, Murin Qingshan murmured. Late at night, there were only night watchmen on the road. Lan Jiacheng restrained his breath, blended into the darkness, and quickly went out of the city. The tall city walls seemed nothing in front of him. On a dense forest path outside the city, Lan Jiacheng moved forward at a high speed. Suddenly, several black lights shot towards him like a meteor. Lan Jiacheng moved his body and turned into an afterimage to avoid the meteor-like black light. The several black lights were nailed to a big tree behind him. Looking in that direction, his eyes condensed slightly. Overseas, Ingman Kune. Lan Jiacheng paused and looked around. Suddenly, a figure rushed out from a tree trunk not far behind him, followed by an extremely sharp knife light in the opponent's hand. With a slash of the knife, sword energy and murderous intent condensed into line. Instantly appeared behind Lan Jiacheng. A mere trick, a hewn golden body. Lan Jiacheng sneered, and a layer of ki appeared on his body. He slapped his palm and collided with the knife light. Boom! The palm collided with the knife light, and a powerful explosion sounded. The man who drew the knife was shocked and retreated several steps. Lan Jiacheng looked at the man who attacked him. He was dressed in black, wearing a bamboo hat on his head, holding a long knife in his hand, and his eyes were filled with murderous intent. There was no fluctuation in his expression because he didn't kill him with one blow. It was Yajayu Tajima no Kami. The attack was silent and the knife was extremely sharp. A strong man in the Danshanhua realm probably couldn't hold up the defense at all. But unfortunately, your opponent is me. Overseas, Ingman, were you sent by Du for me? Lan Jiacheng looked at Yajayu Tajima no Kami who was wearing a bamboo hat and said. Yajayu Tajima no Kami said nothing. He held a long sword in his hands with both hands. The aura around him condensed and poured into the long sword in his hand. He moved his feet suddenly and his body instantly flew into the air. His black robe fluttered. And an extremely domineering sword energy burst out from the long sword in his hand. The killing god slashed with one sword. Before the voice fell, a dazzling sword light like a silk thread pierced through the sky, with the force of splitting the rivers and seas. Going towards Lan Jiacheng. HMPH. Lan Jiacheng snorted coldly. He clenched his palm into a fist and punched out. This punch was earth-shattering, and the domineering sword energy of Yajayu Tajima no Kami collapsed instantly. Snow is falling on the earth at this moment. A white figure appeared, slashed with a sword, and a cold sword intent permeated. White snow appeared on the summer night. Lan Jiacheng instantly heard the sound of a sword in his ears. Turning his head, he saw a gray sword energy slashing down from the air, tearing the air, and whistling down. There was a hint of surprise in his eyes. The palm that was originally prepared to pursue the victory was retracted, and his hands were clasped together to shatter the sword light, and his palms turned, and he slapped the white shadow that had shot out. Bang! The palm hit the opponent's shoulder. The white shadow was instantly shocked and flew backwards, and the long sword in his hand fell to the ground. Seeing this, Lan Jiacheng sneered at the corner of his mouth, and his feet suddenly exploded. Bang! His figure shot out violently, and instantly his palm grabbed the white shadow. Boom! His palm fell, but it landed on the ground. The white shadow just fell and disappeared. The attack missed. Lan Jiacheng's face changed and his eyes scanned the surroundings. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.